categories. We're obviously going to talk some Padres baseball today. Had some news happen over the weekend. We had a Gold Glove winner in Fernando Tatis Jr. We have seen everybody that has opted out of contracts and who has become free agents. We'll talk about that as that progresses. We had the World Series happen over the weekend. We got a tease, by the way. Got a tease of the new City Connects that are debuting in April, it said. Coming in April. I don't remember them being in April last time. I thought that we had them like in the middle of the season. I can't remember off the top of my head. I do remember the Padres were nice enough to give us City Connect stuff. I hope that's the case. And if anybody's listening down there at Petco Park, if the colors happen to be what I think they're going to be, I would love to be able to rep said jersey and rep it on the show and everything that you did last time. I would love to have that again this year. If I had to pick a number, it would be number 27. I'm just going to put that out there in the radio airwaves. I would love to be 27. I know you did it based on the year, and the year would be 26. But you know what? Just bump it up one more number, and that's my ask for the Padres. That's it. I'm at that point.
If it's 24, even I'll wear it.
There you go. Anything to wear. Well, it's blue. It might be blue and orange, Frank. There you go. There's your Mets colors. You can just pretend it's a Mets Padres jersey, I guess. The Mets City Connect. The Padres Mets City Connect. That looked like a cool tease video. If you haven't seen it, it's on social media. Padres posted it over the weekend. But what a weekend in sports it was. Clay in the South Bay is right on YouTube. Great day in college football. It's great to watch college football and your team's got a bye, let me tell you. It's a great weekend to watch college football and your team's got a bye. San Diego State did well against Wyoming. Defense is nasty. San Diego State's defense is a big reason why they are 7-1, why they are competing for a Mountain West championship, why they are in consideration for the college football playoff. Tomorrow, you're going to see the college football playoff rankings for the first time. I would not expect to see San Diego State in said college football playoff rankings. I would not, do not hold your hopes out that you're going to see that. I don't think you're going to see that. You'll probably see Memphis. And if you look at the rankings right now, you have to start to pick out some group of 5 schools that you're going to have to deal with. Memphis is obviously number 1. If they finish the season as AAC champions with 1 loss, they're probably going to get into the college football playoff over San Diego State. San Diego State right now really needs the champion of the American Conference to have 2 losses if they want to make the college football playoff. I think it's a pipe dream for them to make the college football playoff. I really do. But the fact that we're talking about it is a massive step in the right direction. And we've talked about Aztec football a lot, and we'll continue to talk about Aztec football. They got a lot of problems when it comes to attendance. And I don't think any of the attendance problems right now are about the style of play. I don't think any of them are about the opponent. I think most of the attendance problems they have are about getting people in the building because it's too expensive. Yes, they're playing really good football. Yes, they're 7-1. And I just talked about like opponent being Wyoming's a decent opponent, but it's not like a draw. I'm gonna tell you right now, $60 for the nosebleeds ain't happening. It's just not happening. I ain't spending that kind of money for that kind of game. Not when my season tickets for a Big 12 school is cheaper than that. There's 2 things that San Diego State can do with the ticket pricing. Either 1, try to recuperate as much money as possible on the investment they had in the stadium, or 2, get as many people in the building as possible. I think option number 2 is better because you know what is better than an empty seat, Frank? A half-price seat. At least somebody's in the building. Get them in the building. Get them in the building. And look, I understand there's a lot of people, including my dad, that had bought season tickets from the get-go and have to pay for the PSL part of the deal, the donation they had to give, and it's a lot of money. So those people aren't going to be able to recuperate their money on the aftermarket sales. But San Diego State, you have to find a way to get people in the building. Get them in the building. Get them in the building. If you get them in the building, they're probably going to spend some money on other stuff. They might buy some gear. They might, spend a little extra on food. They got to pay to park. I mean, there's all these things that are going to rack up in cost. Get them in the building. If they show up, if they beat Hawaii next week or this weekend, if San Diego State beats Hawaii next weekend, and they're sitting at the top of the Mountain West standings, and a win against Boise State guarantees basically guarantees that they're hosting the Mountain West Championship game, and there's nobody at that Boise State-San Diego State game, that is a massive problem. Massive problem. Get them in the building. It's not on the staff. They're doing the best they can. The team is winning. They need some help from the admin. Get people in the building. The football team has done what they've needed to do. The tickets are too expensive. You've got to find a way to get people in there and make your money up in other spots. By the way, you own all that land. You're going to put all this development in and make money on rent from all these buildings you're putting in there. That's where you make your money, not the ticket prices that are way too expensive for what the product of the team is. Get them in the building. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, I was watching the game on TV. The upper deck. In fact, I was driving past Snapdragon Stadium when I was doing stuff on Saturday, and I looked, and the upper deck was empty. It was almost basically empty. You're sitting there going like, $60 for that? $70 for that? Come on. But as most people in the chat have said, they're not spending $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 to watch San Diego State football play. And you know what? It doesn't matter how good San Diego State football is. There's not a lot of people who are going to do that. It's a ridiculous amount of money. They got to start doing what the other sports teams do to get people at games and like start giving away tickets to local Pop Warner and club teams and everything like that. Try to get some high school kids in there. I don't know what the deal is with the high school and recruiting, but they have to get people in the building. I mean, it was sad to see that. This team is playing their ass off, and we could sit here and do cheerleader stuff as much as we want to try to get people in the building. But San Diego State needs to do a better job of trying to discount tickets and try to get people in there. I mean, I don't know how much it was to pay to park, but I know there's probably a lot to pay for park in that place. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. I thought the World Series was fun. The results kind of sucked, but that was a heck of a Game 7. That happened over the weekend. I mean, think about all the little things that just happened to go the Dodgers' way for them to win that World Series. It's sickening to watch. Absolutely sickening to watch. Still a hell of a game. I mean, that was must-watch television over the weekend. Game 6 on Halloween and Game 7 on Saturday. And look at this. And I've said it before. I mean, there's a lot of people that are getting disinterested in baseball because of not having a salary cap. And who knows what that conversation negotiations are going to be like. But I will tell you this. As much as baseball gets a bad rap for a lot of different things, right? And millennials and Gen Z think it's boring. They outdid the NBA Game 7 by 10 million viewers. Did you guys see that? Game 7 between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Game 7 between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers in the United States drew 10 million more people than Game 7 of the NBA Finals this season. Everybody wants to talk about how baseball's dying. I mean, they destroyed the NBA. What is it, time of the year? Is it because more people are at home watching a game on November 1st? Is it because the Dodgers are a popular team and the Thunder are not? I mean, what is it? MLB did a great job. Their ratings continue to go up. The NFL ratings continue to go up. Everybody's ratings continue to go up except for the NBA. Makes you think. Now, San Diego FC. San Diego FC, that's a tough one to lose on the weekend. You had a 2-1 lead. Portland ties it late, and you lose it in penalty kicks. So a tough loss for San Diego FC, but you know what? It's a best-of-3 series. And now you come back to Snapdragon Stadium, and it's win or go home. So great of the year San Diego FC has had, and everything that has been put together, they got it. If they lose to Portland after what was a great performance in Game 1, after what was a great performance in Portland to end the regular season and getting the number 1 seed, I think it would be slightly disappointing for San Diego FC. Still a successful season in year 1, but the expectations have changed as the season progressed. That's a heartbreaker for a lot of San Diego FC fans and San Diego in general. So hopefully they can overcome it. Good thing it's a best of 3. But they got to be able to beat Portland coming up next week and to try to advance to a conference semifinals. We got college basketball starting today. Frank, did you wake up at 5 in the morning to watch the first college basketball game of the season? I know you're a sicko like that.
No, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning because the daylight savings switch. That was why I woke up at 5 o'clock.
That was me yesterday. I woke up at 6 and I was like, why am I up so early? I'm like, oh, well, it's kind of like 7 right now. Makes a lot of sense.
I didn't even realize it until like midnight that night. Someone said it. It's like, oh, that was tonight?
We got college basketball all day. All day. It started at 5 in the morning. And Frank, since you got up so early, you could have flipped it on. You could have watched, I forgot who played at 5 this morning.
I could have, but here's the thing. I didn't.
I didn't. I decided not. It wasn't your week to watch Winthrop and Queens University. You could have watched Queens, dude.
That's cool.
Winthrop beat Queens this morning at 8 in the morning on the East Coast, 5 a.m. Pacific time. Winthrop won 81-74.
There's a game that's happening at 5 o'clock p.m. that I'm a little bit more concerned about, and that is my Hofstra Pride taking on Central Florida.
What time's that game?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Pacific time?
Yes.
We got a lot of good games on today. Only one local team is in action today. That's UCSD. We'll talk about that later on the show. Lots to break down on today's show. We're going to talk San Diego FC later on the show. We'll talk about the Aztecs over the weekend against Wyoming. We'll talk about all the news in baseball as well with the World Series, players that are now free agents for the San Diego Padres. What's the latest in the managerial search? That got awfully quiet this weekend, Frank.
Been quiet.
It has. It's been so quiet.
It's been uncharacteristically quiet for this team.
It has been so quiet that our boss, Adam, who for a family event flew his family to Atlanta, was coming back and texted us all last night. Is there any news on the managerial search? He was thinking he missed it. And we're all like, no, there's nothing. We got nothing. I have seen nothing. I have heard nothing. I have not seen a thing. I don't know what's going on. And the latest report we had last week, Frank, was what?
It was between Pujols, Hundley, Niebla, there it is, and a mystery fourth man. It's the NWO, it's the mystery fourth man instead of the third man.
But the other thing they said was they were expecting to make a decision
by the end of the week.
End of the week. So maybe they were making a decision by the end of the week, and they're not announcing anything to the beginning of this week?
They just didn't specify which week. See that?
See, now you got to think from a radio perspective. Love to have it late this week. That could be the announcement. We could talk about it, maybe on a Wednesday, and then don't do the press conference till next Tuesday. And now we're just week after week, just racking it. Love to see it. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll get your phone calls about the World Series, get your phone calls about Aztec football. Aztec basketball starts tomorrow. USD basketball starts tomorrow. UCSD is in action tonight. High school football, there was some serious drama with the ratings and some things behind the scenes. We'll talk about that later on. We got a lot to get to. We're just getting started. Braden Surprenant Show, live and locally each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. I'm fired up on a Monday. All right, we got so much to talk about. All right. Frank and I just talked about some high school football stuff off air. We're going to get to some high school football stuff later on in the show. Everybody's upset about the rankings. You know what? We did that to ourselves by pissing off the Cal Preps guy that used to do the Cal Preps ranking system, which I thought was the best. But no, we decided to make him upset, and so now we have this new ranking system. And then there's other people talking about, like, we got to go back to enrollment. Brother, what? No. You know what we don't need, Frank? We don't need Cathedral and Olympian playing in the same playoffs. We don't need that. We don't need that. Do you want Lincoln to be in D4? I mean, what do you think Lincoln's going to do to teams in D4 if we're doing it based on enrollment? By the way, there are, Frank, here's a fun stat for you for high school football in San Diego. There are 78 high school football teams that play 11-man football in San Diego. Do you want to tell me how many of them made the playoffs?
All of them.
72. Correct. It was 77 and 72. Why not just have those 5 teams that didn't make it play?
Because then it's
might as well. They might as well just play. Game. They should just do their own little bracket. Think about that. 5 schools didn't make the postseason. What? What are we doing? I don't get it. We'll talk more about that later on the show. There's a lot of people that are popping off on social media upset about the ranking system and all this other stuff. And I agree. I think Lincoln got hosed, not being in the open. It's kind of a joke. I think they got hosed. But we've done this to ourselves. And then all of a sudden everybody was like, why don't we have the 8-team open? I don't know. We used to have that. And then teams complained that were 5, 6, 7, and 8 that they could never win a championship, and they wanted to win a championship at the lower. It's unfair that the D1, that the 9 team is winning a CIF championship, and us, the 5, don't get to win a CIF championship. Everybody gets a trophy in San Diego, and everybody that complains about it says that they don't, but that's the reality. We have done this to ourselves. We have done this to ourselves. So for everybody that wants to bitch, moan, and complain about this, we have done this to ourselves. All of us coaches have done this to ourselves. We really have no right to bitch about this. But we will bitch about it later on the show because it's fun. Let's talk about Aztec football.
How about them Aztecs?
How about them Aztecs? Sean Lewis isn't a guy that complains about this stuff. Aztecs on Saturday. I thought they did a pretty good job. The defense balled out. The defense has balled out all season long. They have. They've balled out all season long. And you look at overall how many points they've allowed. I mean, it's got to be top in the country. If I just look through it. San Diego State this season has allowed 80 points. The entire year. They've allowed 80 points the entire season. 80. They've allowed 41 in conference. There's nobody even close to that. It was Ohio State and it was Oklahoma for a long time. Ohio State has only allowed 55 points all season. And the other one is Oklahoma. And I don't know where Oklahoma is at right now. They've allowed 127. But out of every team in college football, there are currently only, and I'm just kind of breezing through the standings right now that show points against, there are only 3 schools that have allowed less than 100 points. 2 of them are the top 2 teams in the country, Ohio State and Indiana. Ohio State's allowed 55 points this year. Indiana's allowed 97. And in between both of those, in terms of defenses, San Diego State is allowed 80. Now, I know the schedules are slightly different, okay? Like, is San Diego State going to do that are they going to blank teams like UCLA? Probably not. I mean, Indiana held UCLA to 6 points. They've held Maryland to 10 points. They held Oregon to 20 points. I mean, they're probably not going to be able to do that. They held Illinois to 10. San Diego State could probably blank Indiana State and Kennesaw State and stuff like that, but that's the schedule that Indiana has played. Everybody's like, well, their schedule's way better. They played Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Illinois, Iowa, Oregon, Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland. Out of that list, the only team that's really scary is Oregon. Illinois is okay. I know when they beat them, they're the 9 team in the country. That seemed a little, I don't know, high. I mean, the bottom half of the Big Ten is not great. Then you look at Ohio State's schedule. Their biggest win is against Texas because they were number 1 in the country at the beginning part of the season. Texas hasn't played anything close to a top 25 level team all season, like a top 25 level team all season. Oh, sure, they beat Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was playing with fool's gold. Ohio State schedule, Grambling, Ohio, Washington, not bad. Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Penn State. I mean, give me a break. So for everybody that was like, well, San Diego State's schedule, I mean, their schedule's fine. A lot of these teams at the top don't play a great national schedule anyway. The SEC kind of does, but they just kind of beat up on themselves. And when the SEC beats up on themselves, wow, look at all the parity. But when the Big Ten does it, or the ACC, or the Big 12, or, Mountain West, it's like, look how bad that conference is. I'm tired of that narrative, too. We'll talk more about college football later on. I do want to focus more on the Aztecs. But again, I look at a team like Tennessee is still ranked. I root for the Tennessee Volunteers. My brother went to Tennessee. I'm a Tennessee Volunteer fan. There is no reason why Tennessee should be ranked at any point in time right now. There's no reason. What has Tennessee done to deserve getting ranked in college football? Losing to good teams? They lost to Georgia. Great. They lost to Alabama. Great. They lost to Oklahoma. Great. They beat Syracuse, East Tennessee State, UAB, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Kentucky. They got New Mexico State in their next game after a bye this week. Then they got Florida, who they never beat, and they have to go to Florida. And then they finish the season with Vanderbilt. What has Tennessee done to announce that they should be a top 25 team in the country? Again, as much as like San Diego State's getting votes in the top 25 and people, I've saw these tweets like, well, the schedule they play, they don't deserve. What has Tennessee done to say that they should be in the top 25? Nothing. They have done absolutely nothing. Makes no sense. But I go back to San Diego State and the way that they played. Again, the offense was okay. It's good to get Lucky Sutton going, okay? Lucky, 28 carries, 158 yards and a touchdown. Ground and pound against a good Wyoming defense. Jaden Denico was all right, but he missed all week of practice because he was banged up. 11 for 22, 194, a touchdown, 2 picks. One of those picks was bad. But with Fresno State beating Boise State, San Diego State now holds the only undefeated in-conference record in sole possession of first place in the Mountain West. Boise State's now 4-1 in second place after the loss, and Fresno State, Hawaii, and New Mexico are tied for third at 3-2. That game against Hawaii on Saturday is going to be a big one. San Diego State needs to be able to go to Hawaii and get a dub. And then you get ready for Boise State. You cannot view Hawaii as a team that's not going to be a formidable foe. And I don't think San Diego State's going to do that. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Going to hear what Sean Lewis had to say after the win over Wyoming when we come back. We will also take a look at some things going on in Padres world. Got some opt-outs to report on, as well as talking about San Diego FC's loss over the weekend. We'll get to all of that as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. All guests on 97 to the Fan, join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Shade talk. I'm tired of people bitching about Snapdragon Stadium, and the whole thing is like, there's no shade. I don't want to bring it up because it's so dumb. It's such a dumb argument. Go to any stadium in the country for college football, and you could tell me how many have shade. The answer is 0. Unless they play in a dome. No shade. Such a tired narrative. Such a tired narrative. If you don't like Snapdragon Stadium because there's not shade, you just were never going to go anyway. You're just being bitter and upset for no reason. Go touch grass. Go put a smile on your... Go do something that makes you happy, bro. Terrible shade talk. It's 2025. We're still talking about the shade. No shade at the Horseshoe. I don't really care. You know where there's no shade? Neyland Stadium. It gets hotter than the sun at Neyland Stadium. I got to put my face back here. There we go. Frank's upset. Well, I don't know if you're upset or not, but we have a couple of we have some opt-outs, Frank. We had an opt-out today. Yesterday, we all knew that Michael King was opting out. Anybody that thought Michael King was going to opt into that mutual option, you're crazy. Robert Suarez opted out today.
As expected.
Shocker. Yeah, shocker. That's a thanks for everything. Moving on. And now, hey, he's got a little competition for a closer spot, I guess.
No kidding.
Who else opted out today, Frank?
Edwin Diaz just opted out.
How much money was Edwin Diaz making?
He made $21.5 million last year. He was going to make 15.4, 15.3, and then 17.2 on a club option in the next 3.
Wow.
And he hasn't been remotely the same closer he was since the Dominican team decided to use him as a trampoline. He hasn't been nearly as good. So now I don't know where Edwin Diaz thinks he's going to get $15.5 million. I don't know where he's going to get it.
I find it hard to believe in this era right now with everything that's went on with the World Series and spending money and wanting a salary cap, the teams are just going to be just hashing out tons of money. I just don't see it. I think a lot of teams are going to see what the Dodgers did, be like, okay, well, they're spending more money than we make. How much more do we need to spend on? And why am I going to spend all this money on this closer? I don't know. Unless all these guys think the Dodgers are going to sign him. Highly possible at this point in time. I'd be stoked if I was the Mets. I don't have to pay him anymore. It's like, all right, dude, see ya. Appreciate it. This guy's like Alex Bregman opting out, Edwin Diaz opting out. I mean, guys that have done okay on these contracts, and they're now opting out? That's kind of crazy to me.
Well, the Marlins general manager search is over now, too.
The Marlins what?
General manager search. Gabe Kapler is now the general manager for the Marlins.
Who's what happened to the other guy?
Must have gotten the axe.
The Marlins were looking for a general manager? Did we know about this?
I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
Where's the Peter Bendix is the baseball op guy? Is that who that is then? Or did he get canned?
There's also Frankie Pellissier. I guess he's the vice president of amateur forecasting and player evaluation initiatives. Jesus.
Oh, Peter Bendix is the president of baseball ops. So they hired a general manager underneath him, I guess.
Well, there you go.
That's an interesting match right there. Peter Bendix and Gabe Kapler. Who's gonna pay? I don't understand who would pay Edwin Diaz $50 million to be a mediocre closer.
Folks, if you're listening to us on the radio right now, yes, we do know what's going on. I promise. We know things. It may not sound like it all the time, like the last 5 minutes, but we do know things.
I forgot that I forgot the Marlins. I mean, to me, general manager jobs when there's president of baseball is such a waste of a job. What exactly are they doing that's different than what the president of baseball is doing?
They're managing the generals.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Managing the generals. I mean, Peter Bennick's going to make all the decisions over there. All right, free agent tracker now with that new information. So now you have Edwin Diaz on the market. And Robert Suarez is on the market. It's amazing to me, some of these opt-outs. I'm glad. I mean, thank God the Padres don't have to pay him anymore. I'm not really sad about that, to be honest with you. I'm not. For what he is, for what he does. I mean, good for him if he's going to make $20 million a year. I find it like, so somebody goes, well, he's going to make X amount of money, right? Mm-hmm. And then every single time I go, what team is going to give him that kind of money? It's amazing to me. I remember saying that with the Mets with Sean Manaea. Like, what? The Mets are giving him what? $20 million a
that was
year?
ridiculous.
Why? There's going to be guys like that the entire time during this free agent period. Again, it's 5 days after the World Series is over, right? So today's day 2?
Yes.
So 3 more days.
Yeah, it would be the 6th, I believe. It would be Friday.
Where it's going to open up. And you're going to start seeing guys coming off the board because you get a little initial couple big names off the board early. Then you have a little bit of a lull. Then you get the winter meetings and then a little bit of a lull. And then you get like right before spring training.
So with that, the Padres officially have 8 guys in free agency. Luis Ariz, Dylan Cease, Nestor Cortez, Jose Iglesias, Michael King, Martin Maldonado, Ryan O'Hearn, and now Edwin Diaz. Robert Suarez.
Robert Suarez. That'd be sick if Edwin Diaz was in the Padres. Right?
Get the trumpets here.
Yeah, there he is. Edwin Diaz. Got a 2 WAR last year.
Yeah, he was average. He was nothing special. He was special when he signed that contract. And then the Dominican team jumped on him, and he's been average since then.
Well, according to Fangraphs, he is the free agent with the highest F WAR from last year.
That's cool.
Which is a 2. But like a guy with a 2 WAR, is that guy worth $20 million a year?
No.
I don't think so. I don't care how valuable they think pitchers are. I mean, but you just look at this. Like Hedges already he already re-signed with Cleveland.
Yes.
He got $4 million.
That's cool.
$4 million. To basically be a coach. I don't see Suarez on this. Oh, there he is. He has the second highest. He's the second highest pitcher behind Edwin Diaz with a 1.9 WAR at age 35. Who's giving him $20 million a year?
If you want to see the full release of who is going to be a free agent this year, if you go on Twitter, if you look up MLB PA Communications, this is from, I believe, Friday or Saturday. Pardon me.
Oh, they have 137 names that are already free agents?
Yes, they updated it. They actually updated it today. They have the list of who is a free agent and who is not. Well, they have a list of they have a breakdown of everyone who is coming off of every team as a free agent.
Interesting. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that press release.
Yeah, that was from the earlier in the week. They now have an updated one, not with like Suarez and Diaz on it, but they do have another one.
I can't wait for them to put the value of these contracts. Of like what they think is going to happen. Because Fangraphs will start putting out like what these guys are expected to get based on WAR and how much money. I mean, again, they're just going to be making so much. It doesn't, the amount of money they get just doesn't equate to like what they bring to a team, which is amazing to me. Because you run into a problem of like these organizations that want to spend over $200 million on a team, but like the going rate for average players is like $10 to $15 million. I mean, there's only so many of those players you can have on your team. Like something's got to give on the whole baseball offseason situation. The owners got to start spending more money because the price of doing business is a lot higher, or they got to start like not giving out these gigantic contracts for things that are just average players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if you had to like roughly say, how much money should an average baseball player get? Like, what is an average WAR for a season? Average player. What is an average WAR? It's above replacement level, right? Isn't it 0?
Yeah.
Would that be an average player?
Yeah.
It's a replacement level player. Average player in Major League Baseball is it 0?
I would assume.
Those are players that are like Hunter Strickland, Tim Meza, Michael Kopech, Austin Slater, Luis Rengifo, Craig Kimbrell. How much money should those guys get? Average player.
I mean, it's the owner. As much as you want to say the players set the market, the owner set it too, because the players can ask for the world. The owner doesn't have to.
No, I'm asking you. How much should an average Major League Baseball player make in this day and age of sports?
I mean, it depends on position. I would say between the I would say between the $5 and $10 million range would be my
Average
guess.
player, an average salary in Major League Baseball, $5 million. I think that's fair. An above average player. Like, would you consider? I'm just trying to figure out like what a market is in terms of like what makes sense. Would you consider like Austin Hedges is a 1.2 WAR? Would you consider him above average player? No, I wouldn't. He's got a 1.2 WAR from last year. He's obviously good defensively. But like, what should a guy like Austin Hedges get? $4 million? I think that seems kind of fair at this day and age. Would you consider Miguel Rojas an average player in Major League Baseball, age 37? He's got a 1.7 WAR.
He's above average, about 2 hours north.
Yeah, that's true. What about a guy like
Cody Bellinger just opted out.
Yeah, of course he did. Cody Bellinger is the second highest WAR player on this year's market, 4.9, tied with Kyle Schwarber. The ages on Fangraphs are for what the player's age is going to be on June 30th, 2026. So he's going to be 30 next season. 30-year-old Cody Bellinger. How much should Cody Bellinger get in the market? Like how much would you be willing to pay a 30-year-old at his level?
15 to 20.
15 to 20.
Maybe a little bit more.
He might get more than that.
I would assume he's going to get more than that.
15 to 20. Like the best players in base. I think like the best player in baseball should be getting like what? 40 or 50? In the grand scheme of things. If you got to like set the market. Ignore the fact that Ohtani gets 70. Like Ohtani should be getting $70 million because he does two things at an elite level.
No, Ohtani only gets 2.
He's getting 70. He's just getting it deferred. It's 70. And I know it's deferred money, but they're taking an average. It's not 2 towards the cap. It's 37, whatever it is. But in the grand scheme of things, he should be getting what? 70? 60? He should be getting paid the most out of everybody. Is it fair to say that Shohei Ohtani should be getting paid the most out of everybody in Major League Baseball?
100%. He's a number 1 starter and the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah, he does two things at an elite level. What should the highest baseball player be making in 2026?
Depends on what position cap you have. I would say it's
I'm just saying in general terms.
I'm saying for a starting pitcher, if you want to cap it at 25, then that's Ohtani should be getting double that. So he should get 50.
Ohtani should be setting the market. He's the best player at an elite level is what I'm saying. So
you should get half of what Ohtani is getting. So if Ohtani's getting 60, then your number 1 starter and your second best hitter should be getting 30.
Okay. So you think Ohtani should be making $60 million?
He should be making double everybody else because he's doing
I know,
both.
but you're thinking, I understand what you're saying, but I want you to set Ohtani's number and then set the pitching numbers.
If Ohtani is 60, then
so you think Ohtani should be 60.
30.
I'm asking you what Ohtani should be.
Ohtani should be 60.
Okay, Ohtani should be 60. Therefore, the best starting pitchers in Major League Baseball should be making 30, and the best hitters in Major League Baseball should be making 30.
Yes.
Right. That seems relatively fair. And then above average players should be making 20 to 25. And then like average players should probably be making 10 to 15. And then bench guys should be making under $10 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
That's why it's amazing. Like, is Alex Bregman a $40 million a year player? No, he's not. He just opted out of that. That's what makes it crazy to me. I mean, some of these contracts, I just feel like everybody's trying to get paid the highest in Major League Baseball history. But after Ohtani gets paid, there's not a single person in Major League Baseball that should be making more money than Shohei Ohtani, and I don't care what inflation says.
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani should be making the most. He set the market. Everything else should backtrack after that. That's the whole point of the market. So you should be getting, guys like Cody Bellinger. He's an above average player. Is he one of the best hitters in baseball? Is he one of the best players in baseball? Is he a $30 million a year guy? No. He's probably like a $20 to $25 million a year guy. That doesn't mean he'll get that. He'll probably ask for 40.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, KG, I know Soto makes more money than Ohtani. That's ridiculous. That is borderline stupidity. It's stupidity. You're talking about a guy that can't run, a guy that can't field, and a guy that only hits. He's really elite at hitting, But that guy should be getting paid more.
He had like 26 stolen bases this year.
He does dumb things on the base paths. I mean, him stealing bases doesn't mean he's a good base runner.
I think he went 40-30 this year. Soto.
He does a lot of bonehead things on the base paths.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
that's what I'm saying.
Run a little bit though.
I know, but the fact that you stealing bases doesn't make you a great base runner. You can get a good jump every once in a while, but the reality is Juan Soto shouldn't be getting paid anything close to what Shohei Ohtani is making. He only does one thing really good. He's not a 5-tool player.
Oh, he had 38 stolen bases this year. My goodness.
I would not consider Juan Soto an elite base runner. I would consider him an elite hitter. He's probably the best hitter in the game.
You know what his previous career high in stolen bases was before this year?
15?
12.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
12 stolen bases for the Padres in 23, tied his career high in 2019 with the Nationals. He went 38 for 42 this year.
So I just some of these numbers are getting just to a level that just doesn't make any. That's why these opt-outs don't make any sense to me. Because if you look at it from a perspective of what it should be, I think Ohtani should set the market. And then after that, since he is elite at both things, it should be broken off of $30 million a year. It should be for the best hitters in the league. $30 million a year should be the best pitchers in the league. And you work your way down. But right now, I mean, these guys are getting paid way more than what they're probably worth to a team. And these payrolls are so high. These long-term contracts are just killing teams that it just makes it so tough to for these teams to add payroll sometimes. That's why the Alex Bregman opt-out was just insane to me. That's why the Edwin Diaz opt-out is crazy to me. I mean, who's going to pay Edwin Diaz more than $20 million a year? To do what exactly? To close out a handful of games? To get you how many innings? How many innings did Edwin Diaz throw last year?
I just closed the Mets page too. Hold on.
How many innings did Edwin Diaz throw last year?
Edwin Diaz threw... Oh, for God's sake.
Sometimes these computers are just not great.
Edwin Diaz threw 66 innings. 66 and a third.
66 innings. 66 innings. And that guy wants what? Probably $20 million a year? 25 a year? Do you think he wants 25 a year?
66 and a third is his second most in his career. He
threw
73 and a third in 2018, his last year with Seattle. He had 57 saves that year, too.
I mean, think about he's getting paid $70 million over, or $25 million over 70 innings. I mean, he's making what is that? $357,000 every time he pitches an inning.
I'll sign up for that.
Yeah, to be a pitcher, not necessarily the guy handing out the money. Some of these contracts are crazy. We'll talk more about MLB free agency when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego State Sports Station 97 The Fan. Back on a Monday following the Halloween weekend. Didn't really get to dive into that too much. We have so much to talk about when it comes to football and baseball and basketball. College basketball is back. We've already had some results happen this week, or should I say today. Frank was up at 5 a.m. to watch Queens University play Winthrop. Great game, huh, Frank?
That is incorrect.
I was up at 5 watching college basketball. He's a sicko. That's why he's wearing a Hofstra shirt today.
I was up at 5, not for that reason, though.
College basketball today. We got some good games, too, later on. Florida and Arizona, the third best team in the country, Florida, who's coming here for the Rady's Children's tournament, playing the 13th ranked Arizona Wildcats. That game's in the Hall of Fame series in Las Vegas. That's 4 o'clock today. Mercer's at Tennessee, New Haven at UConn. These are some of the ranked games. New Haven is not ranked. UConn is. Southern Arkansas, Colgate, Michigan State, North Dakota, Alabama, Green Bay, Kansas. I mean, early on. The Campbell Fighting Camels, Frank, at Wisconsin.
We're forgetting the biggest game of the day, though. Florida National goes on the road to take on Florida International.
Florida National?
Florida National takes on Florida Worldwide today. What a game.
Wow. I got to be locked into that. I got women's basketball today. USD is taking on Bethesda at 6 o'clock.
That's a gaming company.
Bethesda?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Well, they got women's basketball tonight in town.
That's impressive.
Tons of games. There's a lot of games on YouTube today. Not like YouTube TV, but like actual YouTube. We got games on right now. Omaha and Murray State. Omaha tied at 20 in the first half. How about this one? This is the best part of the year right now. You have the College of Biblical Studies is taking on Prairie View A&M. There's a great real or fake game in this, by the way.
There is a wonderful real or fake game in this.
College of Biblical Studies down 48-31 at halftime to Prairie View A&M. What's crazier? The fact that that is a game or the fact that that's a game that's getting played at 11 a.m. or really 10 a.m. Pacific time?
Well, I mean, you know.
Texas A&M San Antonio. Never heard of that school.
To say not the Texas A&M.
Not Texas A&M and not Texas San Antonio. Texas A&M San Antonio is playing Lamar right now. Lamar's up 93-53 with 26 seconds left in the second half. You ever heard of Millsaps?
Jamie Millsaps.
They're playing Stephen F. Austin today at noon. How about Thomas from Maine? Some guy named Thomas is playing Stonehill today.
It's going to be a long game for Thomas.
That's right. Widener is playing Drexel. Johnson & Wales is playing VMI. These are like the schools that send you college applications in the mail after you graduated college thinking you're still eligible to go to college, which I guess you are, but they still think you're a high school student. Farmingdale State is playing Stony Brook at 3:30.
Let's go.
Farmingdale State. When did Farmingdale become a state? I don't know.
Did you see? I believe there was some football team.
Abilene Christian.
Yes, Abilene
They
Christian.
put out a Tarleton is not a state.
Yes, and then they had to apologize for
Why
it.
apologize? Why apologize?
I don't
The fine print
know.
had some funny things in it. Maybe that's what they're apologizing for. But the fact that, you know what? To the victor go the spoils. You don't like it, Tarleton? I don't know. Maybe you beat Abilene?
Maybe it was because they put the Tarleton logo upside down. Maybe. I don't
That's
know.
also funny. To the victor go the spoils. I mean, what else? You don't like it, play better.
College hockey also has been a little crazy over these last couple days. Creighton has played Oklahoma State over these last couple days. Creighton is figuring something out because on Friday they lost to Oklahoma State 25-0. Because as the tweet said, you better believe that nobody scores 26 goals against Creighton. And then they just lost yesterday to Oklahoma State 20-7. So if this were if there was sort of 7-game series, Creighton would win game 7 by like 35 goals. They're figuring it out. They're slowly but surely getting it.
Jamie in the chat does not understand the state joke. It's okay. It's a joke. Yes, I know it's a state school. That's the point of the joke. The joke is they're not a state. Have you ever heard of the college Erskine? I don't even know if I pronounced it right. Erskine.
No.
Erskine? They're playing the Citadel today at 4:00 on ESPN Plus. You want to tune in?
Let's go.
Union from Kentucky is playing Chattanooga. I found the Florida National, Florida International game. That's at 4:00 on ESPN Plus.
Let's try to do something with our audience.
This is hilarious.
Whoever has ESPN Plus,
oh, please watch some of these games.
Please take a picture.
Yes.
Of you watching the most obscure game you think you can find. Retweet it at us, B_SURP show. And we'll say what?
We'll see who won the game.
Winner gets a shirt.
I don't have shirts to give out.
Oh, well,
we can't do that because that involves a contest. You got to go through legal and stuff like that. Okay.
But still
winner gets a retweet or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what we got.
Winner gets a retweet.
We'll announce the winner tomorrow. That wins nothing. It's for fun, just so legal doesn't get mad at us.
Just pick the most. Take a picture of you watching the most obscure game you can find on ESPN Plus. College basketball.
We'll see how much of a sicko you are. College basketball sicko. Washington Adventist.
Oh,
Adventist.
I got you yelled at by Jocelyn for not wearing the.
I'll wear that. I got to go find it first. I wore it the other day. I wore it to work out in. Norfolk State and Washington Adventist. Adventist? Is that like Advent, like an Advent calendar?
Sure.
That's at 4:00. DeSales at Davidson. Has anybody ever heard of Midway University?
Yeah.
They're playing Morehead State today. Where's Midway University?
It's in the middle.
Is it on the Midway?
No, it's in the middle.
I didn't know the USS Midway had a university on it, apparently.
Have you heard some of those tour guides? They are incredibly knowledgeable.
True. This is a great real or fake. I'm telling you. Georgian Court is playing William and Mary today at 4:00. Georgian Court. What is that? That can't be a place. That's Georgian Court. What is their mascot? Somebody tell me what their mascot is.
I want to see their uniforms. Are they wearing the full on? Are they wearing the judge robes?
Georgian Court University is in Lakewood, New Jersey.
Are they wearing the judge's robes as uniforms?
I doubt it. What is their mascot? They're the Lions. Georgian Court is playing William and Mary today. I mean, come on. Tusculum? Tusculum. Tusculum is playing Charleston. What in the world is a Tusculum? I can't believe this place. Tusculum University. Affordable private institution in Tennessee.
Wow.
I wonder what their acceptance rate is. Tusculum University. What's their mascot? The Pioneers. Wow.
Do you have a pulse? Did you try to get into your local community college with a 2.1 GPA?
Have you seen the guy on social media that is applying to colleges that have 100% acceptance rate trying to get denied? It is the most hilarious thing ever. He literally writes like these essays where he goes, please do not accept me to your school. I really don't want to attend. And he gets accepted still. He's trying.
They want to keep that perfect.
He's trying. Great. He's trying to get denied by a school that accepts 100% of applicants. And he's like, he can't get it done.
Oh my God, you've heard of us and you spelled our name correctly.
Here's
Welcome to our school.
Longwood out of Farmville, Virginia. I've heard of Longwood.
I am mature enough to not
Longwood.
Laugh. I'm mature enough.
Did you apply to Longwood?
I'm not mature enough to not laugh.
Longwood. They're not playing Smallwood, Frank. Or wood that is in the morning. They're playing a lady named Mary Baldwin. Mary Baldwin is playing Longwood today. Are you okay? Cole Brooks, I wasn't qualified to get into Longwood.
I am mature enough for this conversation.
Is it funnier that they're playing a university that's named Mary Baldwin? Mary Baldwin is playing Longwood today at 4:00 on ESPN Plus. Frank, you might have to tune into that.
Cole Brooks in the chat.
I got into
Very
respectable
good.
wood. Mary Baldwin sounds like someone who hands out communion on church on Sunday. Mary Baldwin. Is that a university or is that a college? I've never heard of Mary Baldwin. It would be Mary Baldwin University. They're in Staunton, Virginia.
Didn't you just hear she hands out communion at church?
I know, apparently.
Listen to the show once
Mary
in a while.
Baldwin. Their mascot is Glady's the fighting squirrel. The fighting squirrel. Where is Squirrely in the chat? We have found your university. Mary Baldwin University.
Squirrel.
They are the fighting squirrels.
Squirrel.
No way. That's amazing. Their mascot's a squirrel.
Let's go.
Wow. They're playing Longwood today. SUNY Cobbleskill is playing Lemoyne.
SUNY.
Yes. There's a bunch of those in New York.
Yes.
Western New England's playing Vermont. Mount Olive's playing UNC Wilmington. All these games at 4 o'clock are great, by the way. I love this. Cincinnati Clermont, Clermont, is playing Northern Kentucky. How about this one? New College. That can't be real. That can't be real. I'm sorry. This is worse than like creating a school in a college football game. New College from Florida is playing Florida Gulf Coast today at 4 o'clock on ESPN+. It's not ESPN+. I don't even know if that game's even being televised.
Yeah, New College of Florida. It's in Sarasota. Only $7,000 for tuition. Oh God, out-of-state tuition's $30,000.
Who's applying to that school?
Someone who's in Florida.
What's their mascot? Because so far right now, Mary, whatever her name is, that passes out communion at church, their mascot of the Fighting Squirrels is winning right now.
New College of Florida. The Mighty Banyans.
The Mighty Banyans of New College, Florida is playing Florida Gulf Coast today at 4 o'clock.
Which is a tree, apparently. It's a tree.
You know, you could tune into Lafayette St. Joseph's today at 4 o'clock just to see the St. Joe's Hawk because he never stops flapping his wings. Do you know about that?
No.
St. Joseph's mascot, the Hawk, doesn't ever stop flapping its wings. It flaps its wings the entire game. It doesn't stop.
It's got to be on a machine.
No, it's not. It's a person. And being the mascot for St. Joe's, you have to flap the entire game.
No.
Brutal.
I would have my arms in the thing and I would have something that flaps the wings for me. There's no way you could do that for 2 hours.
Well, somebody does. Vermont State Johnson's playing Central Connecticut. Not as cool. Champion Christian at McNeese, huh? Down in Lake Charles, Louisiana. That's a game.
It is one of the games of all time. You're right.
Oh my God. What is this place? Houston? Houston? Is it Houston without an O? Huston. Did you say Houston?
No.
Huston Tillotson.
Yeah, Tillotson University.
Yeah. What is their mascot?
That is in Austin, Texas.
Wow. Never heard of it.
It is I would guess the Rams.
We have to guess.
Well, I have to guess because it doesn't say on there. Oh, yeah, it is the Rams. It is the Rams.
Hilarious. Evangel is playing Kansas City.
Their gym. Oh, God. I just saw a picture of their gym. Their gym looks like the gym that they used in Coach Carter.
It's possible. How about Blue Mountain playing Alabama A&M? Not Blue Mountain State. Blue Mountain. It wasn't Blue Mountain State. It was Blue Mountain.
Brandon, that was rude. Houston without the O is the Texans.
Well, you know what? That's pretty fair.
That's rude, though.
UNT Dallas is playing UT Arlington. That's not that crazy. What else we got here? These are all there's so many college games today. There's more tomorrow, too. Bryan, Tennessee is playing Austin Peay. Northern State is playing Wyoming. Couldn't tell you where Northern State is. It's probably north.
Let's see.
Westminster,
Watch
Utah.
it be in like the most southern part of Texas or something.
Has anybody heard of West Coast Baptist? Anybody? West Coast Baptist is playing Weber State today.
They're the Wolves, by the way. Northern State.
Northern State. Where they at?
Northern State. Aberdeen, South Dakota. Which is, Aberdeen, Dakota. Because as we all know on this show, North Dakota is a myth. There's only one Dakota.
You could have watched the College of Biblical Studies today because the game's over now. They fell down 22-2 in the first 5 minutes of the game. There was a live stream of it on SWAC TV. Life Pacific at Pepperdine.
That sounds like SWAC TV. I'm sure that's their conference.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like somewhere I'm going to get a LimeWire-esque virus on my computer.
Bethesda University. Their men's team is playing Irvine today at 7 o'clock. Women's team's playing at USD. You see the Banana Slugs in action against San Francisco.
Who does Stetson play?
Lincoln University plays Loyola Marymount. Noble. Caltech's playing Cal State Fullerton. How about that? They got sports there?
We should probably get to break. This is going to take too long.
There's too many of these. It's hilarious, though.
But again,
there's a great real or fake in here somewhere.
Retweet a picture to our show account at @B_SURP show of you watching the most obscure men's college basketball game you can find on ESPN Plus.
There's worse games tomorrow. Converse
sure.
University, East West University, Penn State York, Occidental, who's playing USD tomorrow, West Coast Baptist, College of Biblical Studies back in action, San Francisco State, Dominican in California. Didn't even know. Cal Poly Humboldt. Is that Humboldt State? No, Cal Poly Humboldt.
This just in.
Park University Gilbert. Yes.
This just in from friend of the show, Annie Heilbrunn. Reliever Wandy Peralta has opted into his contract.
Interesting. We'll talk more about that when we come back. We got to take a break. That was your everything you need to know about crazy college basketball games in the first 2 days of college basketball. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego State Sports Station, 97 through the Fan. Can't count on much, but you can count. You can always count on Sundays. The NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday, all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. It was actually a better day of the NFL yesterday. Way better day. See the way the Bengals game ended yesterday? Oh, boy.
Yes, I did.
That was rough.
Not good.
I showed you what Brown said, their running back.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Talk about, I mean, he tried to, like, back his way out of that and was like, oh, we'll pick up the defense. But he was like, finish the game. It's embarrassing. The Bengals are embarrassing. Chargers got the survivor pick in. Money. Although that game looked a little tight with Tennessee, which should never look tight. Anyway, good day of football yesterday. Let's talk about some of these free agents now for the pods. All right, so based on the reporting we've had, we knew about a lot of these guys being free agents, and some guys had decisions to be made. Robert Suarez has opted out. Michael King has opted out. Wandy Peralta has opted into his contract. He's decided not to take the opt-out, which I think he has at the conclusion of every season, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go look up his contract again, but I'm pretty sure that is his contract. Wandy Peralta may opt out after each year, so he's not opting out. He could still opt out at the end of 2026. He could still opt out at the end of 2027. I'm not surprised that he's staying with the Padres. With said opt-outs, and there's still a couple of decisions that need to be made. The Padres need to make a decision on if they're going to pick up the club option of Ramon Laureano or Kyle Hart. Ramon Laureano's club option is a $6.5 million one. We haven't seen an official announcement on that yet, even though it seems like the rumors are saying that Ramon Laureano, that the Padres will pick that up. The other one's $5 million for Kyle Hart. I would imagine they're not going to pick that up. If they do not pick that up, which I don't think they will, they got to pay him $500,000 to go away. With Michael King opting out, the Padres owe him $3.7 million for him to go away. And so King is a free agent. Robert Suarez opted out today, too. As mentioned before, we thought that was going to be the case. So when you look at the free agents now, it's Dylan Cease, Michael King, Ryan O'Hearn, at least the top 50 ones. You know, guys like Jose Iglesias are obviously a free agent, but not in the top 50, according to Jim Bowden. Robert Suarez. These are all guys that could potentially come back next year. The Padres should pursue. But at this point in time, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Would not bring back Dylan Cease for the amount of money he's expected to get. Thanks for the memories. Move on. I would throw money at Michael King. I would try to make that reunion happen, maybe on a smaller deal in terms of years. Maybe he wants the big deal. I don't know. To me, that would be a conversation worth having. You look at guys like Ryan O'Hearn. I think Ryan O'Hearn would be worth picking up in free agency as well. He's like, he falls into like the Josh Bell category of guys that you would think like, hey, it's not going to cost too much money. Why not go get a guy like Ryan O'Hearn and keep him part of the organization after you traded for him at the deadline? But the Padres have not really done that too much. So I would like to see Ryan O'Hearn back, especially at the money he's expected to make. I think it'd be a good addition, but he's a guy that, you know, I'd throw money at. I wouldn't give him a lot of money, but I would have a conversation with him. Luis Arraez opted out. I would let him walk. I would rather have Ryan O'Hearn for $12 million than Luis Arraez for $15 million to play first base. And then you look at Robert Suarez. Thanks for the memories. We appreciate it. You can move on. Don't have to worry about that. And I think that's overall it off the top of my head. Elias Diaz has a mutual option, Brandon. And we have not seen whether or not he is opting in and then the Padres opting out or not, but that's $7 million. If I'm Elias Diaz, I'm probably opting in. And if I'm the Padres, I'm saying no thank you. And then he would become a free agent, in which you would have to pay Elias Diaz to go away $2 million. So you have to pay him $2 million anyway. So that's kind of the latest on the free agency with the Padres in terms of their own players. Now, this does not open until, the 6th? Is that what we said, Frank?
Yeah, 5 days after. So yeah, it's the 6th would be the 5th day.
Now, I'm sure there's an official date and time on MLB.com that we can go find, but that's how it works. That's how it works its way out. And that's look at the free agency. Now, all quiet on the Western Metal front, again with the Padres in terms of managerial and in terms of AJ Preller contract extension. I don't know what the Padres are doing with either of those things. We haven't heard a lick about that. Maybe they're waiting for the World Series to end. And we'll talk about Game 7 of the World Series. What happened in it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego State Sports Station, 97.3 The Fan. We got tickets to give away, Frank, do we not?
We do.
Aztec basketball back in action tomorrow against Long Beach State, game 1 of the 2025-2026 season. And in the 1 o'clock hour, we'll be giving away tickets to the Aztec game. So stay tuned at 1 o'clock to potentially win tickets to San Diego State, Long Beach State, as they're back at Viejas Arena again tomorrow. This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by IHOP, introducing the IHOP value menu, where your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling, sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu, available every day at IHOP, $7 in some locations. You have a good holiday weekend, Frank?
I did.
What'd you
yes,
do
it was
for
very
Halloween?
nice. Sat at home and watched Chicago Med.
Nice. Did you dress up for that?
No. Parents had a party. So
You didn't interact at the party?
no.
Did you at least get any good food out of it?
Yeah. My dad made like 6 pizzas. It's my dad's birthday today too. But
Oh, happy birthday,
happy birthday,
Mr. Marchese.
We had Ben's birthday today. My dad's birthday today as well. So happy birthday to him.
You do anything special, or they do something over the weekend?
No, he's kind of like me. He just wants everyone to ignore him for a little while.
He wants alone time for his
Yes,
birthday. No,
exactly.
I already have to deal with you guys on a daily basis.
Exactly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ignore him.
I'm gonna ignore him. Didn't get him anything for his birthday?
No, we did. I don't know if he's opened it yet, so I'm not going to say anything, but we did get him something.
Nice. Jocelyn, is your dad Ben?
No.
Okay.
My dad is not Ben.
Okay. All right. So we got to clarify. I mean, I've never seen your dad and Ben in the same place at the same time. Just just asking questions. Jocelyn always on it, asking the questions. That's good. For Halloween, I did the adult thing and handed out candy. We had a good setup for Halloween.
Nice.
We had the adult beverage station
Okay.
to get some refills for some of the parents that are taking their kids out trick-or-treating. And you know what? I was going like I went to the Script Ranch Del Norte volleyball game at 5. Falcons 1-3. Good. They will play Mission Vista tomorrow. I think it's 7, if I'm not mistaken. I will not be in attendance for that game. I have USD Occidental. But went to that and then drove in. And thank God they won in 3, because then I got more time to get in and out of the neighborhood. Driving on Halloween is very scary.
Yes.
There's kids all over the place. There's people like having a good time, obviously, especially on a Friday night. I mean, it's a lot of distractions. I mean, and it's dark and everything like that. So you always got to be on your toes. So I was rolling in the neighborhood. I hadn't seen my neighborhood that packed with kids since I was that age. And so it's great that it's like another flux of families in the neighborhood. It's great. It's great to see, because there's been some very, down years. But I think a lot of neighborhoods go through that. So another like youth spell. It's more fun on Halloween when you have multiple trick-or-treaters. And then my neighborhood does like this haunted trail kind of deal. And we're at like the end of the haunted trail. We usually do a haunted house, didn't do it. We were having kids getting dropped off at our house for the haunted house. That was not happening this year. Maybe next year, but it did not happen this year. They were a little disappointed. I think we had 15 to 20 kids that were disappointed about that. And then so we had a TV up in the front yard with the World Series on. We had a little bar station, and then we had a little game to play for the kids to win In-N-Out gift cards or a king-size candy bar. So it was like a bunch of cups. It was kind of like a cup pong thing. I'm going to say cup pong instead of beer pong just because it's kids. But there was a board, and then it had all these cups, and then you had to hit the eyeball ping pong ball into one of the cups. If you made 1 out of 5, you got a king-size candy bar, or a full size. If you made 2, you got $15 in In-N-Out.
Hey.
Fun little game, right? So that was fun. Kids had a blast there, handing out candy. Tyler Heineman's family rolled through.
Nice.
Wife was not there. Wife was in Toronto with Heineman, the World Series.
I figured.
But the kids were going through, I think, with the grandparents, something like that. The game's on. Zero interest in what's going on in the game. Their dad is playing in the World Series. It's like, candy.
Exactly.
Trying to win the In-N-Out gift card.
How old are the kids?
I didn't see him go through it. My dad's like, oh, yeah, he just missed Heineman's family. He was like, they had no interest.
That's not what I asked you.
How old are their kids? I don't know how old their kids are. I didn't see them.
Oh, okay.
I was just told that they went through our house on the deal and had no interest in watching the World Series game.
Jocelyn is requesting your address.
Yep, that was $15 gift cards in and out on the deal. That was a fun time. Next year they'll do the haunted house again, probably. But it was a fun little night, in and out candy. That's what I did. Some people had party. We went to a party on Saturday. My friend knows a lot of French people. I went to a French party.
Okay.
They're French. They're from France, but they live here now. And there was a party in North Park, and it was like a potluck thing. So you had to bring something that was like a Halloween deal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Like, there's some things where, to me, like at Halloween, that are unappetizing. I don't need something looking like a brain. I'm not going to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like the scary foods.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to put little googly eyes on like an Oreo or something like that, make it look like a spider, sure, sounds good.
That's fair.
That's fine. We decided to do what we did. We did bruschetta. So we made bruschetta with the bread and the mozz cheese we cut into ghosts. And then the balsamic glaze where the eyes and the smile look nice.
Yeah.
I could do something like that. Some of the stuff, it's like, no. Somebody had cream cheese balls that look like a pumpkin, but you're supposed to put those on the crackers. If you just like did a cream cheese ball, it's like, oh, what is this? It's just cream cheese with like an orange dye on the outside. Use the cracker. But somebody at the party owns a bakery, so he made Frankenstein faced pumpkin croissants.
Okay.
Looked delicious. Didn't have one of those. And then he had this like blood orange cake thing that was super fancy. I'm like, they must have bought these from a store. And then she was like, oh, he owns a bakery. Oh, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. What else did they have? It was kind of cool. They had I saw like a pigs in a blanket thing, but instead of it being straight up blanket, they had a mummy wrap of the pastry around the hot dog with, again, googly eyes on the deal.
Why would you put googly eyes on a mummy?
It's a mummy. I don't know. That's what it looked like. They had googly eyes on the hot dog.
Wrap the mummy up. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it was like poorly wrapped. It was like kind of wrapped. There was a lot of hot dog exposed on this wrapped mummy thing. Phrasing.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Try to think what else was there. Oh, I took a picture of it. It was I prefer the if we're gonna go with like Halloween stuff, I should send you these pictures to put on the board. Yeah, the Oreos with the googly eyes, the meringue, the blood orange cake thing. I'll send you this. I'll send this to you.
You texting me those pictures, it's not going to help a lick.
You want me to email these to you?
Yes.
So you can get on the computer?
Yes.
We could show that in just a little bit. So that was fun. World Series Game 7, I thought was a fun. I thought the last two games were a fun couple of games. The results were not very fun, but overall the games were pretty fun, Frank.
Yeah, no, solid games all the way around. I was 5 minutes away from saying maple syrup's on me, and then it didn't end that way.
No,
they had their chance. Toronto again, just like the extra inning game, the game 3. They had their chances. They had plenty of chances. They had runners on second and third and one out.
What was Isaiah Kiner-Falefa doing?
Yes. I don't know, man.
Because the whole time I'm sitting there going like, okay, he misses. I mean, he's out by centimeters at the plate on a force play because Rojas bobbles the ball.
Yeah, and then they show how close he was to third base on that ball that was hit.
Right, which, is fair in a sense of if the guy's close to him at third base and he could beat him there on a back throw, fine. But he wasn't.
No.
Max Muncy was not close to third base. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with a good secondary lead probably scores and wins the game for Toronto. There was like 5 plays in the final couple of minutes of that game that the Dodgers needed to go right. And if any of those 5 plays did not go their way, they do not win the World Series. I mean, they had so many things go right. They had the Isaiah Kiner-Falefa play where Miguel Rojas bobbles the ball and still gets him out at the plate. Miguel Rojas hitting a home run. I mean, that guy couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat more than half the year. He gets a game-tying home run. It could have been 3 outs for the Blue Jays. They could have won it right then. The Andy Pages circus in the outfield. That was so much of a circus, they put it on You Got Mossed the next day.
Yes.
That Andy Pages mossed Kike Hernandez. I just like so many things went their way. And it was if you believe in karma, that's my counter of why karma's not real. is watching the Dodgers win a World Series like that.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw the Athletics Twitter account after the game. The 2025 World Series was the first to feature all of these things: a pinch hit grand slam, 2 extra inning games, 2 extra inning home runs, a walk-off home run, a 7-4 double play to end a game, back-to-back home runs to lead off a game, a complete game, the first 12 strikeout, 0 walk game pitched in World Series history, a player who reached base 9 times in one game, a player tying a game tying 9th inning home run that flipped the World Series. Those were all firsts in this year's World Series.
That's pretty remarkable.
It's unbelievable.
Some of the backlash of the World Series is seeing on social media. If you're a Dodgers fan, it's like, look how smart we are at making this roster. And if you're not a Dodgers fan, it's like, give me the salary cap right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk more about that in the noon hour. But with so much going on in sports and so much going on this weekend, we got to get to the sports thread for the 5 topics that we don't have a full segment for. Let's get to the sports
that group chat, the one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk. Brought to you by QC Kinetics. Stop sitting on the sidelines. QC Kinetics gets you back in the game without surgery. To learn how, visit QCkinetics.com.
Mike brings up a good point. World Series was actually 8 games because of the 18-inning game.
Yep, it was. That is 100% accurate.
What do we got going on in the sports world?
Here we go.
Number 1.
We don't have time to go over the AP Top 25 poll in a segment this week.
Right.
Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, your new top 5. Oregon, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Notre Dame, top 10. Oklahoma, Virginia, Texas, Louisville, Vanderbilt, top 15. Georgia Tech, Utah, Miami, Mizzou, USC to 20. Michigan, Memphis, Tennessee, Washington, Cincinnati, your top 25. Washington is the only team that was not in the rankings last week that are in it this week. Any qualms about the top 25 this week?
Why is Tennessee ranked with 3 losses? I mean, that, and I'm a Tennessee fan. That doesn't make any sense to me. I love the fact that the Big 12 is finally getting some respect. They got 2 teams in the top 10 in BYU and Texas Tech. They got Utah sitting there at 17. And they got Cincinnati staying in the top 25 despite losing at Utah last week, which I knew was going to, I knew that was going to happen. Too far of a travel for Cincinnati.
Iowa missed out by 6 votes on getting the number 25 spot. San Diego State got 30 votes in both the coaches and the AP poll.
That's great.
So they're getting more. They're doubling their total each week with these wins. So San Diego State is getting closer and closer and closer.
I don't have too many qualms about it. I mean, I think Notre Dame's kind of sliding under the radar right now and being a top 10 team. I'm curious to see what the college football playoff has to say. Talking about 12 people that don't know what they're talking about. College football playoff selection committee.
Well,
which is a joke in itself. Can't wait for tomorrow's rankings.
Yeah, right. This will be fun.
All right.
Number 2.
NASCAR crowning all 3 of their series champions last week.
Speaking of qualms, sounds like you have some qualms about the playoff format.
Oh, God, it's so bad. Corey Heim, your Craftsman Truck Series champion.
That's a name.
Jesse Love, your Xfinity Series champion. And Kyle Larson yesterday.
Please tell me he's sponsored by Love gas stations.
No.
He should be, though. Moving on.
Wheeling Trailers.
Oh, lame. Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson is your champion for the NASCAR Cup Series. Denny Hamlin dominated the race. I personally can't stand him, but dominated the race. This is his 20th year in the Cup Series, trying to win His first championship, was 3 laps away from doing it. William Byron blows a tire, pit stops. Larson gets out ahead of Hamlin, makes a power move on the restart. Larson finishes third, but because he was the first of the 4 championship runners, he wins the championship. It's a bad system that NASCAR has where your entire season comes down to one race. And for Denny Hamlin, that one race was probably his best all year, and he doesn't get the reward for it.
Hey, yeah. I mean, it's trying to make a playoff out of a racing deal. It's trying to put more juice into it at the end of the season for the non-racing fan, the average racing fan. So from that standpoint, I can see where NASCAR is coming from. But does it crown the best driver of the year? Probably not.
It almost didn't. It didn't on Wednesday night. Connor Zilic, there's another name for you, had the best season in Xfinity Series history. Didn't win the championship because he didn't finish higher than Jesse Love. Corey Haim won half of the truck races this year and almost didn't win it if it wasn't for a 7-wide pass on a restart. So NASCAR almost had all 3 of the wrong champions this weekend, which would have been a disaster for the sport. But anyway, moving on.
Number 3.
Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud left Sunday's 18-15 loss to the Denver Broncos and did not return after sustaining a concussion following a big hit in the second quarter. Stroud dropped back on 3rd and 8 with 13:51 remaining in the first half and scanned the field before scrambling. He slid short of the first down marker, but Broncos quarterback Chris Abrams' drain lunged into Stroud's chest, which caused the quarterback's head to hit the ground. Stroud was on the field, moving gingerly before eventually getting up and walking off the field under his own power. He gave the thumbs up to the crowd before entering the medical tent, then went back to the locker room where he was diagnosed with a concussion. This is pretty much, I mean, the Texans were not great to begin with, but this is the end of their season right here.
That's a devastating blow. He's out with a concussion.
Yes.
I mean, that could be, so he's got to go through the concussion protocol, which is headache free for a full 7 days. Every day that you get a headache, it resets the process. And so that could be a week. It could be a 2-week deal. And then he'll probably go be, out there again. Maybe it's 3 weeks. It just depends on the symptoms of said concussion. But yeah, that's, and he was struggling at the beginning of the season. He finally started to turn it around too for the Texans. That's a tough blow for Houston, whose offense had not been very good at the beginning of the season with C.J. Stroud. Now without him, it's going to be a tough couple of weeks until he gets back. And by that point, if you're a Texans fan, you're hoping that they haven't dug themselves in too big of a hole.
More on the NFL coming up in the next segment.
Number 4.
Thunder's guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said that he and his family are safe after a break-in at his home in the Oklahoma City area last week, while the NBA's reigning MVP was playing a home game. Gilgeous-Alexander said Sunday after the Thunder beat the New Orleans Pelicans, long story short, everyone is safe, and that's all that really matters in the whole thing. Everything else will come and go, but my loved ones are safe, so I am okay. I'm happy. Police in the small enclave of Nichols Hills did not release new information on the break-in over the weekend, and a telephone message left Sunday with Nichols Hills Police Chief Stephen Cox was not immediately returned for a response. Officers responded to a report of a burglary at the home around 7:45 on Thursday when the Thunder were playing a home game against the Washington Wizards. Local news stations in Oklahoma City showed police at the home. Why are we still trying to do this? Why are we robbing NBA players? Like, come on, really?
You asking why people steal?
Oh no, I understand why people steal, but it's good on him though for having the mature response that he had.
Oh, SGA?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you want to do. I mean, these people are robbing people that they see on TV knowing that they're not home because they're on TV and they look up their address and everything like that. It's crazy. It's crazy behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 5.
The ACC fined Clemson $10,000 and issued a public reprimand for Coach Dabo Swinney following his comments criticizing the officiating in Saturday's loss to Duke. Swinney took issue with a pass interference penalty against Clemson's defensive back, Avion Terrell, On 4th and 10, that extended Duke's eventual game-winning touchdown drive. Duke trailed 42-35 and had reached Clemson's 18-yard line with 49 seconds to go. Sweaty said there were some critical penalties. Don't even know what you'd say about the last call. Y'all saw it. It shouldn't come down to that. We had plenty of opportunities to win the game, but that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen. Clemson is just irrelevant at this point.
Clemson's terrible. They are terrible. Poor Dabo. Said no one ever. He's just like a fake deal. He reminds me of the characters from Bob's Burgers. Who's the family on the other side of the street?
Oh, yeah.
That runs the Italian place. You look at a picture of Dabo Swinney and you look at the kid from that show, they're like the same person. I'll elaborate more when we come back. NFL whip around too.
Dak Prescott. San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime years.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? Happy lunchtime hour here in America's finest city. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. In the next hour, we have a couple of things that we need to talk about. Remember to listen at 1 o'clock for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all of the fan staff. Register your name at 97throughthefansd.com/biggest-fan in order to potentially have your name called. We'll be doing that at 1. In the 1 o'clock hour, we will also be giving away Aztec basketball tickets for tomorrow night's game against Long Beach State. So a lot of different giveaways and contests in the 1 o'clock hour. Already 2 hours into the show. It's flying by, Frank. Absolutely. Flying by. Lunchtime. And when it is lunchtime on a Monday, we like to get to the NFL whip around to recap what happened in the NFL over the weekend. Let's get to it.
Let's get right on into it. So first of all, the Cincinnati Bengals played a team that is known as
The Bears.
Aha!
The Bears.
The Bears. I love
and
it.
it was, boy, oh boy, was it a close game. And as you had alluded to before, this is how it ended.
Williams slings it. Williams. Loveland bangs off his man. He's going to score. Home. Colston Loveland.
58-yard touchdown catch and run for Colston Loveland gave the Bears a 47-42 lead. They would hang on. That was Spiro Ditas, NFL on CBS.
What a wild fourth quarter the Bears and Bengals game was.
Yeah, no kidding.
Chicago scored on a 17-yard rushing touchdown by DJ Moore with 4:53 left to go in the fourth quarter to give them a 41-27 lead. Bengals scored a touchdown on a 23-yard touchdown to Noah Fant from Joe Flacco to make it 41-35. They then recovered an onside kick, which is almost impossible in the National Football League. They drive down, and Osivas scores on a 9-yard touchdown pass from Joe Flacco, and they take a 42-41 lead with 54 seconds left. At 25 seconds left in the game, that highlight that you just heard from Spiro Ditas on CBS had a 58-yard touchdown to beat the Bengals. With 17 seconds left, the Bears score 47-42. Joe Flacco throws a pick at the end of the game. Not that it was going to matter. And the Bears get out of there with a 47-42 victory. Cincinnati, who was right there hanging around in a very lousy AFC North division, drops another game in a row. They're now 3-6 on the season, 2-3 at home. Chicago Bears improved to 5-3. What a game that was on Sunday, Frank.
And a big win for
The Bears.
The Bears.
Minnesota Vikings collect a win as well. Another close one in Detroit. Vikings go to 4-4 with a 27-24 victory over the now 5-3 Detroit Lions.
That's a great win for Minnesota to get back to 500. They got the quarterback back and J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy did everything that they needed to do for the Vikings to get in there and get a victory. McCarthy, 14 for 25, 143, and 2 touchdown passes. Did throw a pick, but overall, it's a lot better of a team with the Minnesota Vikings with J.J. McCarthy in at quarterback.
The leader of that NFC North Conference, now only a leader by a half a game because, as the Carolina Panthers proved, any given Sunday.
Hold is down. The kick is up. Into the win. It is good.
Adam Amin, NFL on Fox on the call. Carolina Panthers now 5-4 after that walk-off field goal to give them a 16-13 win over the now 5-2-1 Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field.
That had to knock out a lot of people with the survivor picks. The Panthers over the Packers. I mean, I thought for sure that is going to be a Packers ass kicking of the Carolina Panthers. Good on the Panthers getting with Panthers 5-4. Man, they're hanging around. They're having not that bad of a season. I saw this on social media when I put it out. It's a little text thread. You know, like people like doing sports logos.
Yes.
Hey, you coming to the party? Guy responds to the Packers logo. What does that mean?
I'm not going to show up.
Means I might show up. I might not. You just have to wait and see. You don't know what you're going to get on this Packers team. Both of their losses, their two losses are to Carolina and Cleveland, and both of those games were at home.
Oops.
They got the one tie against the Cowboys, and then they got 5 wins where they look like they're the best team in the NFC. What team is going to show up for Green Bay? You never know, but that's what makes the NFL fun. That's what makes the NFL the league of parity, as we mentioned before. Panthers, good on them. Now 5-4 in the year.
Now 6-3 on the year. The San Francisco 49ers go into the Meadowlands to take on the New York Giants and come out now with a 34-24 win over the 2-7 team in blue.
Did they want to give Jackson Dart some help? Guy's running for his life, and he's got nobody to throw to. Wandale Robinson, Slayton with the drop pass in the end zone, getting them killed. I mean, Jackson Dart's trying to do everything he can by himself. I mean, Niners were up big. They're up 20-7. Giants kind of roared back a little bit, but not really. Niners kept them at bay. The only thing I would say is saving grace is the Giants need to go to those uniforms permanently. Get the NY off the helmets.
Yes,
put the Giants back on the helmets. The NY looks stupid. The Giants logo, the full-on Giant script is the best look.
The NY is the original look.
I know. I don't like it, though. The Giants look better.
I do agree with you. One team that just needs to get out, I think, is the LA Chargers. Now 6-3 after, taking advantage of the 1-8 Tennessee Titans, 27-20 in Tennessee.
I heard that at the gym today. It's like, hey, look, Chargers look good. Look good. They beat the Titans by a touchdown. I had to sweat that game out, putting money, the survivor pick on the Chargers. I mean, the Titans are beyond awful. They are one of the worst organizations in all of sports right now. They set their franchise back 10 years with all the moves that they made, the coaching decisions. The Chargers were playing against Mike McCoy, for heaven's sake. And you beat him by a touchdown? Give me a break. They looked good. Give me a break. They're playing the Titans. That game was a grinded-out game into the fourth quarter. But a win is a win, and the Chargers improved to 6-3. Keep it pace at the top of the division.
Talk about another grinded out game. That was the next one. The New England Patriots now press up to 7-2, beating the now 3-5 Atlanta Falcons 24-23.
Falcons are the same thing. You don't know what team's going to show up with Atlanta. They're a team that's good enough talent-wise to give people it's got to be tough. Like, it gives people a tough battle. Patriots have been looking good all season long. Drake May's looked good all season long. And the Falcons, you know what? Punch them in the mouth. Only lost by 1. But now, with the Colts choking to the Pittsburgh Steelers, we'll get to that in a second, you now have a 3-way tie for the number 1 spot in the AFC. It's the Colts, it's the Patriots, it's the Broncos, Steelers with the win now near the top. What year is it in the AFC, Frank?
No, exactly.
What year is it?
Isidro in the chat. We talked about it last segment, and we plan to talk about it again. So nice try.
Yeah, keep up, big dog.
The 7-2 Indianapolis Colts falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers, now 5-3, 27-20. Seems to be a friendly score this week.
Yeah, 27-20 is the score of all games this week, it seems like. Watched a lot of the games over the weekend. It was hard to find all the games on TV at the place we went to, but I will say that's a good win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that I don't think is very good. And you start to see the look in Daniel Jones's eye of the look that you saw in New York. when things went really awry.
Mm-hmm.
And that looked a little I'd be, you know what? It's been a fun year in Indianapolis. It might be coming down to an end. Their O-line's good, though. That was a surprising victory, I thought, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Get back on track. Shocking loss by the Colts, and we'll see what happens in the second half of the season. But you know what? Steelers trying to hang on as the number one team in the AFC North.
We went over it before. The Houston Texans dropping to 3-5 after losing 18-15 against the now 7-2.
Oh, the Denver Broncos. Yes.
Broncos take the dub.
The Denver Broncos 7-2 on a game-winning field goal to beat the Texans. CJ Stroud leaves the game with a concussion, which is tough, obviously, for the Texans for the next couple of weeks. Denver, again, with their defense and the way that they play, a formidable foe in the AFC.
Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars.
LOL Raiders, dude.
Taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll on the goal line. Down by 1. What does he decide to do for the 2-point conversion?
For the Geno Smith for the win, knocked away. And the Jags defense. Devon Hamilton.
Chris Myers on the NFL on Fox. And as Julian Edelman said during the post-game show, he was not surprised that Pete Carroll decided to throw on the goal line. 30-29, Jacksonville wins in overtime.
Pete Carroll throws the goal. How many times have you seen a 2-point conversion be a running play?
True.
Not a lot.
No.
I think it's funny for the memes and everything like that. But to be honest with you, most teams are running a 2-point play. It's the best play in their playbook. It needs to be the best play in their playbook. Usually some type of pick play, some type of trick play, involves a pass. You know, that's how you do those things. It's just funny that the Raiders just can't win no matter who's in charge. Doesn't matter who the head coach is. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Doesn't matter what kind of talent they have. They will just never win with the ownership they have. And it's hilarious. It's really hilarious. I thought Pete Carroll was going to change things with the Raiders a little bit. They are just as awful and embarrassing as they were before. The Jags gave that game away, and they still ended up winning. And how about Little with a big kick? 68-yard field goal to send that bad boy to overtime.
Yeah.
He hit that 70-yard field goal in the preseason that doesn't count as a record breaker. Well, you know what? He gets the break a record in the regular season with a 68-yard game-tying, send it to overtime field goal. Jags are 5-3. Still hanging around.
Give it another yard. It would have been a nice kick. The 1-8 New Orleans Saints did not have a good time in Los Angeles. 6-2 Rams take the win 34-10.
All I need to say about this game, and I had people in this game in terms of players on my fantasy team. We went to I can't remember the name ever. Bay Hill, I think it's Bay Hill Tavern. Went to Bay Hill Tavern yesterday, watched the afternoon games. Tail end of the morning games, beginning of the afternoon games. They flipped one of the TVs to this game instead of Bills and Chiefs, and like 4 tables booed. I was one of those tables. What a boring game. What a lousy game to put on television that you have to watch. The Saints in any game is so boring. They are so bad. And the Rams, you know what? Took care of business. They only had 1 quarter where they gave up points. Saints scored 10 points in the second quarter. That was all she wrote. Rams are a good football team, 6-2. They're another team in the NFC that's flying under the radar, in my opinion. They put together good games, 34-10. They've been consistently in a playoff conversation since McVay took over the team.
There has been so much talk about betting and sports betting infiltrating sports that now the Kansas City Chiefs are losing games that they would have won. The Buffalo Bills winning 28-21 against the now 5-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Bills up to 6-2 on the season.
Josh Allen always beats Patrick Mahomes, it seems like, in the regular season. We'll see if they do it in the playoffs. That was a game that I thought for sure the Bills were going to win. The Bills win those games in the regular season, and then for some reason, Mahomes gets some help in the playoffs. Chiefs 5-4, though. I mean, they're just like lugging
They're
right
not a
now.
good team, as I've been saying all year.
As they try to make their way into the postseason.
They are not a good team. Game is on right now. Again, if you're watching NFL Network, spoiler alert, the Seattle Seahawks defeating the Washington Commanders 38-14. Sam Darnold had a perfect first half throwing. And Jaden Daniel out again. If you missed it, don't go watch looking
it.
for it.
Dislocated elbow.
Don't go
rough.
looking for it.
I don't know why he was still playing. It was 31-7 at halftime. 31-7 at halftime. What do you say? You're not gonna come back and win that. I mean, that's a large lead in the National Football League.
Yes.
31-7, and you got your guy hurt in the second half, and now you're really behind the eight ball. I mean, we talk about how they're disappointing this season. I mean, it's not great when your quarterback's not playing. Commanders now fall to 3-6 on the season. Taking a look at the standings in the National Football League, the playoff standings, because now we're in playoff picture mode. Three-way tie for the number one spot in the AFC. Indianapolis, New England, and Denver. Indianapolis wins the tiebreaker of New England and Denver on best win percentage in conference games. Patriots win the tiebreaker over Denver based on strength of schedule. I think it says strength of victory. So Indianapolis would be the 1 seed. New England would be the 2. Denver would be the 3 as the AFC West champion. Pittsburgh 4. And then your wild card teams, Buffalo, Chargers, Jacksonville, and that is the 7 teams in the playoffs. The Chiefs right now are the odd man out. They'd be one on the way out. In the NFC, there's a lot of teams that have 2 losses. Philly, 2 losses. Tampa, 2 losses. Seattle, 2 losses. Green Bay, 2 losses but 5 wins. Rams, 2 losses. And then you got 2 teams with 3 losses with the Niners and the Lions. Lions have the tiebreaker over Chicago based on head-to-head win percentage, as they are tied for the final spot in the playoffs. It's some fun NFL we got in the going for the second half of the season. I think just about halfway. Oh, just about halfway next week. And the race for the AFC and the NFC is fun in terms of parity. That was fun, Frank. Good job with that. We got Monday Night Football tonight. The Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. We'll talk about that later on. And we'll talk some high school football to finish up this hour. We need a contestant for the Midday Sports Stand-Up, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego State Sports Station 97 through the Fan. This hour on 97.3, The Fan is brought to you by IHOP. Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling, sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP, $7 in some locations. We got Monday Night Football coming up tonight. Monday Night Football! As the Dallas Cowboys play host to the Arizona Cardinals. Cowboys are favored by 3.5 in this one. 5:15 kickoff. Will be on ABC, but it'll be also broadcasted on these airwaves following Gwen and Chris. So let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
Love it. The football drops we have now. What a great job by Frank.
And again, like I told you during the break, for that Remember the Titans thing, I searched on YouTube for an hour to find those 2 seconds of audio, to the point where I had to go on Disney Plus and watch the movie for those 2 seconds. You're welcome.
Wasn't that at the beginning of the movie?
It was relatively towards the beginning of the movie. It was like right as they were all coming together.
Right,
It was
yeah.
right
They're
after
joining staffs and stuff.
It was right after Denzel Washington became the head coach.
Correct.
And wanted to, yeah.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
We can use that for a lot of different things.
We can.
All right, Monday Night Football tonight. Cardinals and Cowboys. Oh, my. I mean, some of these Monday night games are not the best. Arizona, they're going to have Jacoby Brissett play today. 52 is that this year? 52 for 81, 599?
Yes. That
4
is
touchdowns
this
and
year.
a pick.
Yes.
Dak Prescott's putting together a great season. 204 for 290, 2,069 yards, 16 touchdowns, only 5 picks. He has run the ball for 87 yards and a touchdown. Dallas Cowboys should be able to handle the Arizona Cardinals. If you look at the NFL standings right now, the NFC East is not that great aside from the Eagles. Eagles are 6-2. Cowboys are 3-4-1. Washington's 3-6, and the Giants are 2-7. Giants continue to play poor football. They've lost 3 in a row. The Commanders have lost 4 in a row. Cowboys lost last week in another embarrassing fashion. And now the Dallas Cowboys will win, go back to 500 if they could beat the 2-5 Arizona Cardinals, who, aside from the Giants, are the only team with 2 wins in the NFC. The Dallas Cowboys are an interesting case study about a team that is loaded on offense and just has a miserable defense. I mean, absolutely miserable defense. They match up well against Arizona, but they, again, odd man out in conference, as they are the 11th spot in the NFC right now. If they get a W at 4-4-1, they'd be tied with the Vikings for the 10th best team in the NFC. What do you like in this? Are you going to watch this matchup? We got college basketball on tonight, Monday Night Football, Cowboys and Cardinals. Some of the Monday night games, I know. So the strategy behind Monday Night Football is we put any game on and people are going to watch. Some of the Monday Night Football games are just not great. Yeah, you got Hofstra tonight at 4.
Hofstra, Central Florida.
Hey, man, it's going to Big 12 basketball. It's tough. That's a tough battle for you.
This Hofstra team beat UCLA at UCLA a couple years ago.
Years ago. This exact team, all the same guys?
Well, no, not this exact team. Well, it's still the Hofstra Pride, is it not?
Still a Hofstra Pride. Next Monday's probably better of a game. Eagles and Packers is next Monday.
That I would say is a slightly better game, yes.
Cowboys Raiders, November 17th. The Cowboys have 2 Monday night games in the next 3 weeks. And they play the Cardinals and they play the Raiders. Aside from nostalgia of the fan bases, why would you pick that game for Monday Night Football?
Oh, God, if I know.
Cowboys in Vegas. Week 12, Panthers, Niners, Monday Night Football. Week 13, Giants, Patriots. Boy. What's the Giants' record going to be in 4 weeks?
To be fair, though, it's always been something about the Patriots, but the Patriots always bring out the best in the Giants. Doesn't matter who's playing for either team.
Is it the Yankees-Red Sox deal?
No.
Got to play well for New York against the team from Boston.
No, it's just they've always had good games. Doesn't matter how bad or how good one is or the other one is. They're always great.
Nate tells you to zip it.
No, he told me to sip it.
I think he probably meant zip it. S and Z are pretty close together on the keyboard. Zip it, Frank. There it is. Eagles-Chargers will be on December 8th. Monday Night Football, not a bad game. Dolphins-Steelers, December 15th. I feel like ESPN's got to do a better job of picking games like later in the year. You're like, oh, there's no way this team's going to be bad. They think the Dolphins are going to be a good Monday Night Football game. I know they're like, I don't know the order of this deal.
Oh, no, they're bad.
Oh, no, the Dolphins are bad again. Niners and Colts ain't bad. Yeah, Chargers were playing goofy football yesterday. December 29th, Rams and Falcons. Rams and Falcons on a Monday night game. And in the last week of the season, there's no Monday night games. And that's it. I like the Cowboys tonight against the Cardinals. I think Dak Prescott's going to shred the Cardinals. If you got George Pickens tonight or CeeDee Lamb in fantasy or Dak Prescott, I would expect them to have big days for the Dallas Cowboys.
I would agree.
Need a contestant for the Midday Sports
we already
Standoff.
have one.
And we do.
We don't need a contestant. We do need you to get ready because at 1:00 we are going to be calling out a name for the biggest fan. It is the first one that we are going to call this year.
You better hope your contestant doesn't drop off during the break. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Coming up in the 1:00 hour at 1 p.m. Listen for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all of the fan staff. Register your name at 97tothefan.sd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. We'll be doing that in about 30 minutes or so. When we come back, we'll get to the Midday Sports Standoff and let you know what happened in the high school football world. A lot of seedings getting done over the weekend. Here's where everything stands. There's a lot of drama with it behind the scenes. We'll talk about that when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego State Sports Station 97 to the Fan. Got a lot of contests and giveaways here in the next couple of segments. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3. The Fan. We're going to talk college football in the next hour. We'll dive back into some baseball as well. San Diego FC over the weekend. Plus, we got college hoops tonight and tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of great stuff going on in sports right now. It's fun. It's fun, Frank. Frank's so excited for college basketball. He's got his Hofstra shirt on today. There you go.
Starts tonight.
Starts tonight. The undefeated dream season starts tonight.
It is on.
We get to host the NCAA tournament this year, by the way.
There you go. See that?
First 2 rounds, the NCAA tournament.
Look at that.
Here at San Diego State. Should be a fun time. All right. I do want to let's talk about our midday sports stand-up. Will be happening once we conclude some high school football talk. New prize: Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more. Only in Las Vegas this March, from the March 11th to the 21st, and September 18th to the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. It's time to talk football again, Frank.
Let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
High school football in San Diego. A lot of controversy with the seedings over the weekend. We'll talk about that in a second, but here's what happened in the high school football world. Regular season is in the books in San Diego, and what a wild finish it was in the county. 3 teams, Point Loma, Santa Fe Christian, and Mission Bay, finished a perfect 10-0, but surprisingly, none of them will be in the Open Division playoffs. Not that surprising. Let's start at the top. Open Division field is set. It's Mission Hills as the number 1 seed. They went 9-1 this year after a gritty 28-21 win over San Marcos. Quarterback Troy Hume threw for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns to Josh Gonzalez, while Patrick Fleming and Rhodes Relatores helped seal it on the ground. That win earned Mission Hills a share of the Avocado West League title, with LCC and Carlsbad all finishing 9-1, all beating each other one time. LCC rolled over Torrey Pines to win the Surfboard 31-20. Behind Kobe Herman's 91-yard touchdown run and Quinn Ross 2 scores, and they'll be the number 2 seed in the Open Division. Carlsbad, also 9-1, lands as the number 3 seed. Eli McNeil threw for 226 yards and 4 touchdowns and a 34-6 win over Del Norte, with Ian Wall and Kai Brown pounding the rock for a combined 245 yards. And the Dons of Cathedral Catholic round up the Open Division as the 4th seed after a dominant 56-7 Western League title win over University City. Brady Palmer returned from injury to throw for 387 yards and 5 touchdowns, connecting with Logan Jones, A.J. Trudell, Honor Falave Johnson, and Isaac Cook. That means Lincoln is the odd man out. San Diego's top-ranked team for much of the season surprisingly dropped to Division I. The Hornets will be the number 1 seed there, led by Jordan Roa, Kanan Mana, and dynamic receivers and running backs of Junior Curtis and King David Christopher Dunn, who combined for over 240 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns last week against Scripps Ranch. Joining the Hornets in D1, Granite Hills, who went 7-3. They won the Grossmont Hills League behind quarterback Zach Benitez and receivers Isaiah Rodriguez and Noah Walker. Mount Miguel, who also went 7-3. They're led by dual threat Jeremiah Loper, who threw for 276 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 42-10 win over El Cap. And the undefeated Point Loma Pointers, 10-0 and champions of the Eastern League, behind Henry Hauser, and receivers Romeo Carter and Tanner Spradling, and a defense that's allowed just 87 points all year. In Division II, Santa Fe Christian, 10-0, grabbing the top seed after Dax Labram's 202 passing yards helped beat Bishop's 28-9 for their 2nd straight Coastal League title. Right behind them, Steel Canyon at 7-3, Mission Bay at 10-0, and El Camino at 1-9 round up the top 4 teams in Division II. Mission Bay led by quarterback Holden Bell and playmakers Braylon Shoemate and Jalal Crawford rolled Hoover 49-14 to finish perfect. In Division III, it's highlighted by Central, who went 8-2, winners of the Bell game over Brawley, Army-Navy at 8-1, Ramona at 5-5, and University City at 5-5. In Division IV, Westview wins its first ever league title behind quarterback Matt Guimond, who threw 6 touchdown passes in a 50-32 win over Fallbrook. They're joined by El Cap, Valley Center, and Mount Carmel atop the bracket. Division 5 features Sweetwater, Morse, Monte Vista, and Canyon Hills at the top, with Mar Vista sneaking in as a league champion despite being ranked 67th overall, bumping Calexico out of the playoff field. Don't forget about the small schools. Maranatha, 9-1, clinched the Sunset League title with a 40-0 win over the Rock Academy, while Mountain Empire and Victory Christian round out the top of the Division 5 AA division. From Enrique Armas' 300-yard night for Hopeville at 9-1 to Leo Mendoza's 221-yard rushing day for Hilltop at 7-3. Tyler Holmes' 5 touchdowns for Grossmont at 9-1. The regular season has ended with fireworks all over San Diego County. Now it's on to the playoffs. Playoffs will start this weekend on Friday for the opening rounds of Division 1 through 5. The open division and the second round with everybody that's in buys will be in action next week on November 14th. The open division final will be the next week at some point in time. We do not have dates nor times for any of the CIF championships, as well as no locations for any of them either. Now, in terms of the seating and everything put into place, it is shocking to me that Lincoln is not in the open division. I think Lincoln is better than a lot of teams in the open division. I think they got hosed when it comes to the open division, and now having to be in D1. We'll see what they do in D1. Lincoln and Cathedral have to go out there and play a lot of teams outside of the county a lot of the times because the North County schools refuse to schedule them. That has been listed on social media multiple times. I would love to see the North County schedule some of the top teams from the City League, but that's been answered with a bunch of no's more times than not. Lincoln has a legitimate gripe with the North County schools because the North County schools refuse to play Lincoln in football. It happens every year. Lincoln will play anybody in football. But yet here they are having to travel to Hawaii, having to travel out of the state of California, having to go to Vegas, having to play all these teams outside of San Diego County, while the North County just plays each other and then talks about how great of a schedule they have. I find it ironic that that's the case that we are currently in. On top of the fact that a lot of those schools were the schools and the big reason why we don't have 8 teams in the open division. We used to have 8 teams in the open division, but then it was the 5, 6, 7, and 8 seeds of the world that didn't want to play in the open division because it was unfair that somebody that was ranked 9th in the county and the number 1 seed in Division 1 was winning a CIF championship, while 5 through 8 did not end up with a championship. Well, you know what? Maybe 5 through 8 shouldn't win a championship. Maybe they should be playing in an actual tournament. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's a pet peeve of mine in the high school world, and this is all I have to say about this. I think too many times adults ruin sports for the youth. I think they ruin high school sports. I think they ruin youth sports. Did anybody see all the forfeits that had to be in place in the southern section? Like Norco and San Juan Hills, and everybody's like, look, they're cheating. Look, they're cheating. You know what else is BS and cheating, in my opinion? Is anybody that has information about an illegal transfer holding on to it for the entire season so you can screw over 70 kids in high school and show that, oh, look at this. I mean, the Norco story is crazy to me. And Norco, they had to forfeit all of their games because of an illegal player. You know who turned them in? A parent of a player on the Norco team who got beat out by a transfer that was let in and deemed eligible by CIF, but there was a couple of things that were under the table, and the information was turned against them. So instead of that, we're just going to screw over Norco and all their kids because adults have to ruin everything. To me, if you want to do this, get it done for the season starts. Let's get it right. If the transfer is illegal, then make it illegal before the season starts. Screwing over a bunch of children as an adult is sickening. It is absolutely sickening. That happened to me when I was a senior. And then you go about, and here's the reason why I think you should do it at the beginning of the season. There should be a rule. Once the season starts, no more beefs, qualms, or any problems about transfers. Because right now, you can go to any school you ever want to go to. There's no limit on that. But if you're an adult and you're intentionally trying to ruin 18-year-olds through 15-year-olds because of something, because you want to be Mr. Badass, yeah, I got a problem with you. I 100% got a problem with you. The Norco situation is sickening. The San Juan Hills situation is sickening. As somebody who was a teenager that got affected by an adult making a mistake, I will stick up for any high school kid that gets hosed by some adult having sour grapes about something. When my uncle was playing at Grossmont back in the day, one of their former coaches left and went to another school, had information about some type of illegal player, and since they were the team just outside the playoffs behind Grossmont, he weighed in on it and then turned it in and screwed over every kid on that Grossmont team so his team could be in the playoffs. I'm telling you, that is sickening. That is sickening behavior. And unfortunately, that goes on in every section in the state of California. High school sports are sickening, not because of kids, but because of adults. And it's parents and it's adults. And we as a society need to be better about this, because everybody that likes to talk about how it's all for the kids all the time, it's always about the kids, always about the kids, they're the ones who are constantly screwing over children. They have sit-out periods. They have all these transfer rules. You have opened up the can of worms in the wild, wild west, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. If CIF, if the state of California has to answer for all of these BS claims about the dumbest things and transfers and kids playing at different schools the last weekend of the season before seeding, because you want to screw over teams that are potentially going to make the playoffs, I got a major problem with the way that you handled that. You're either about getting it right at the beginning of the season or you're being sneaky. And it's BS, and I'm tired of watching it. I'm watching it in the southern section. Luckily, we didn't have any of those problems down here in the San Diego section. But again, as I say, as somebody who in high school was told the day of their potential playoff game that you're no longer going to play football because of an error by an adult, I think this is all BS. Stop playing games. I'm tired of this crap. And you adults that are coaches and you adults that are parents that think you're doing something right, you're screwing over a bunch of kids when you, on the other side, two-face say it's all about the kids. Is it about the kids? It's never been about the kids. It's always been about you, hasn't it? Hasn't it? Don't be an adult that makes it about themselves and not the high school kids or the youth kids. And if you are going to be that person, at least own up to the fact that you care about yourself more than you care about anybody that you've ever coached and anybody that you have ever had play under you. Think about that for a second. But if you don't care and that's the type of person that you are, I'm telling you right now, it's time to stop coaching. And if you're a parent like that, it's time to stop being selfish. It's either about the kids or it's not. And if you're going to say it's about the kids, then you better act that way and not just pretend to be it on social media like you're a self-righteous, virtuous person. It's ridiculous. So, as somebody that's been a victim of that was probably in my high school time, probably the worst day of my life. The fact that other high school kids have to go through this that have nothing to do with this situation, have nothing to do for the individual, have nothing to do with these adults and the games that are getting played. As somebody that has been there before, which is me, I will always fight for those kids because it's a joke. The whole, you got to forfeit every game. Let's screw over the rest of the team because of some clerical error by an adult or for somebody that's trying to screw over a team. It's sickening behavior. I'm done with the rant. But this is a joke. It's a joke. And the people that do this, you know who you are. Be better. That's all I have to say. Just try to be better. And actually think about the kids next time. But you don't because you're selfish. Let's get to the Midday Sports Standoff.
Welcome to Midday Sports Standoff on the Braden Surprenant Show.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
The ultimate head-to-head battle where sports knowledge and quick thinking collide.
It's no good. Are you kidding me?
Contestants will go toe-to-toe with Braden in a sports trivia deal where every correct answer brings them closer to victory.
Down the sideline! Wow! Unbelievable!
But 3 strikes and it's game over.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Can you outsmart Braden? The midday sports standoff starts now.
All right, Frank, who we got playing today?
We got Robert going today. Robert has stayed on hold for the entirety of his lunch break. Robert, how are you?
Pretty good. Good rant, Braden.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. We're going to have to do this a little bit quick. There are 12 possible answers to this. There are 12 players currently playing in the NFL that have won a Heisman Trophy. Who are they? Robert, you have the first pick.
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward did not win a Heisman.
Did he win last year? Who won last year?
Wasn't him.
I thought he won the Heisman.
Why are you looking it up? This is a part of the game, Braden.
Oh, he finished 4th in Heisman voting? I thought he won. He didn't win?
No.
Oh, that's lame. Kyler Murray won the Heisman.
Number one.
Yes. Number one answer, yes. Kyler Murray did win one. Robert.
Oh, you guys got me on this one. What's his name? Daniels?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels won, yes.
Baker Mayfield won the Heisman.
Baker Mayfield, yes. Robert.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know.
Give you a little bit more time here, Braden.
It's mostly just like quarterbacks. Kyler, Baker, Caleb Williams won the Heisman.
Caleb Williams did win the Heisman. Robert?
You got me on a subject I'm not good at. I don't know.
All right. Unfortunately, that'll be it for today.
How many more we got?
8. We got 4.
Oh, boy. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts did not
He didn't win it. Tua won it, didn't he?
Nope.
He didn't win it either?
Nope.
The Heisman Trophy, I think, is the biggest scam in all of sports, by the way, in terms of awards.
Got Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniel.
Did Matt Stafford win the Heisman?
No. Travis Hunter won last year.
Oh, he won last year.
You almost tricked me into saying it, but then I caught myself. Bryce Young, Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Marcus Mariota, and Jameis Winston. Those are the 12 active NFL players that have won a Heisman Trophy.
That's one of the only awards I don't pay attention to because it's a crock of crap. It's such a terrible award. I think it's one of the worst awards in sports. It's crazy. It's just so like every year it's just like, oh, who's the best quarterback? Let's give him the Heisman Trophy. Thank God Travis Hunter won it last year.
Should have been Ashton Genty won it last year, but I digress.
Travis Hunter played both ways. That's pretty impressive.
Have you seen what Boise State has been without Ashton Genty?
Do you see what they were before Ashton Genty? They're still pretty good before Ashton Genty. See what Ashton Genty did against Penn State? I know you saw what he did against Penn State. What did he do against Penn State? Nothing. Did absolutely nothing. College football, some baseball news when we come back in the 1 o'clock hour. It is 1 o'clock. You know what that means? The biggest fan contest read. Number one for us, by the way. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Trevor Hedrick in El Cajon. Trevor Hedrick in El Cajon. Headrick. Trevor Hedrick in El Cajon. You have 10 minutes to call in to be qualified for the biggest fan contest. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. If you call in the next 10 minutes, Trevor Hedrick in El Cajon, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973, you have a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a future Padres game with all of the fan staff. You can also, anybody that's listening to this for the first time, if you want to be a part of this, register your name at 97throughthefansd.com/biggestfan in order to potentially have your name called. Trevor Hedrick. You're on the clock. 10 minutes. Get the call in. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Trust. Somebody tag him in Discord. Apparently he's a chat guy. Love it. All right. The rant I had on high school football. There's some like stuff I hear all the time on the rumor mill of like what's going on behind the scenes. It's just like sickening stuff. There was something I heard on the rumor mill around Southern California that some of these high school coaches now are convincing kids to go to their school, which is fine. Everybody does that now. Trying to convince kids to go to your school, which is called recruiting, is what every school is doing right now in Southern California. And everybody's got a special rule. We've talked about this before. You want to know why Mission Viejo is so good? They can get anybody in their school because they have a program that nobody else has in agriculture. Simple. So everybody's doing their best to get the best players at their school. And you know what? Good programs get a lot of the best players because parents want their kids to be at a good school. Lincoln's a great program. They get a lot of great players to go play for them. Why? Because they're good. And they get kids recruited to college. It's the same thing around the North County. Carlsbad, LCC, Mission Hills. They get good players that go play there because they have good coaching and good programs. It's not rocket science. You want to get good players? Have a good program, and kids will show up. If you build it, they will come. Now, on the rumor mill about Southern California high school football, and it gets crazier in the southern section, but there's coaches out there that are like, apparently, again, this is a rumor, and I don't know what schools are at, but it sounds like there are high school coaches that are trying to take percentages of kids' NIL earnings that they get at the college level. Can you believe that, Frank? Well, first of all, I can believe that, but that is disgusting behavior. Here's news for every parent out there that's got a kid that might be recruited to play college football. Here's what you need to know. Your kid's going to college based on how big they get. If you, parents, are not tall and genetically your kid is not going to be a certain height, it's going to be tough for your kid to go to college. I don't care what these personal trainer guys and these personal coaches tell you. I can get him to D1. No, you can't. Genetics is like the biggest thing when it comes to, especially in football, high school football players. Is there an anomaly every once in a while? Yeah. But here's what you have to know about college recruiting. It's what you need to understand. The guys that are recruiting for their college programs, they are putting their entire family, house, and life on the line in your kid. Because if he goes up there and he doesn't pan out and he's 5'6", he gets fired. If he goes up to college and he doesn't pan out and he's 6'4", they're like, oh, you know what? He's got the measurables. It just didn't work out. That's what it is. That's the harsh reality that people just don't understand. But the thing is, it's like size is so important for college football. UCLA has a machine that college recruits go and get strapped into. And that machine will tell them how much weight they could put on the kid's frame. And if it doesn't reach a certain spot, and this is what I've gotten from kids that have gone up there and done recruiting visits, and they're probably not the only school that has this, guess what? Who's not getting an offer? The kid that can't put on the weight that they think they need to put him on. I just feel like we have these unrealistic expectations for a lot of players. They're all like, well, if you just work hard, Johnny. Yeah, and also if you happen to be 6'2", you have a better chance. There's been plenty of like 5 foot whatever kids, 5'5", 5'6" kids. But they're not like, unless the kid's super fast like Avante Turpin and runs Olympic level speed, he's probably not going to a D1 school. Go play at a smaller school, but that's the reality of the situation. I mean, I watched, and it was a different team running San Diego State, but like, we tried to get Tano Latuli recruited to San Diego State out of high school. it wasn't big enough. He had to go to a different place and ball out and then come back. He ends up at the school that we were hoping he would go to. But, like, that's the misses a lot of these guys have. I mean, you got to run fast if you want to make it there. So, again, I feel like a lot of parents don't understand that. There is a different level. This is why they have the star rankings and everything like that. Yeah, well, Padres everyone called me crazy for saying some of the rumors of high school football. You said all the things of coaches paying and schools paying for people to attend, not taking money from the kids. That's crazy. Charging a percentage on NIL money for kids that come to your school to play football for you is insane behavior. That is crazy. And I don't know what school it was at, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is crazy. The high school football thing in general is crazy. I mean, the drama behind the scenes, I mean, just collectively as coaches in the community, I just have to say, collectively, from top to bottom, and not all of us, we have to be way better than we are. And we all say we put the kids first, and then we see the actions of everybody, and it's very selfish behavior. And we all collectively should be better. And that's why I went on the rant that I went on. Be better. I just like, it's just, I see and I hear and this is why I told the people I can't have you don't want me to have a high school football podcast again. I will just expose everybody.
Padres over everyone. You don't know the difference between paying kids to go to a school and
taking money from them?
Potential NIL money from them?
What do you mean, what's the difference? Come on, dude. You'd be better than that. I think we need to be better as coaches in San Diego for a lot of these different things. I remember something like this happened before, and I was talking about it with my mom, and my mom's like, well, all football coaches are bleep. And I was like, wow, your husband's a football coach. And she's like, I know what I said.
Did I stutter?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, your son and your husband are football coaches. Like, I know what I said. We could just be so much better. And it's funny, like I have friends that coach other sports. They're like, none of this happens in the other sports. It's probably because there's more money to be made in football than any other sport. But it's just, it's the drama. I mean, if you want to see, like, there's a lot of people that just don't even know what's going on. They go like, oh, high school football. Yeah, it's fun. Hey. And then I start talking to people about this. And they go like, what in the world is going on in high school football? And I'm like, well, this is all the stuff. It's like a telenovela. There's so much drama. There's so much shady things going on. There's so many, you're like, what is this? And you're like, this is high school football. And we're in the state that apparently doesn't care about it as much as other states like Texas. I mean, what do you think is going on over there? Those coaches are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Our coaches are making like $4,000. It's a wild thing. And whatever's going on in San Diego, multiply that by 200. And that is what Padres over everyone's really talking about. The southern section. Which is ultimately chaos. Because here's the thing. There are, and this is the deal with youth sports. This is why I tell parents all the time. And I've had this conversation with a lot of parents. I've had this conversation with Nate in the chat. He's got a son plays at Rancho Bernardo. You can get recruited at any school to college. They will find you. If you are the right size and shape and you are the right athletic ability that you are, they will find you, especially with social media and everything like that now. But if you're good enough, you will make it there. Anybody that's promising you, like, if you pay me money, I will make your kid a D1 athlete, that is a gigantic scam. It's a scam. All these recruiting sites and all this, it's not great. And the problem is we have created now a business for people to prey on parents that just want the best for their kids, that don't know any better. And that's like youth when it comes to travel ball and travel sports. And not all of them are like that. There's a lot of travel baseball teams that are there for the kids. It's very few and far between. But we've created this like business side of things where like, do kids even have fun anymore playing the sports that they play? That's a question that I do, in fact, ask a lot. Because I feel like a lot of kids are using it for a couple of things. One, trying to be famous on social media. And two, trying to get a college scholarship so you could be on these big teams and make money. That's why I think a lot of kids play high school sports now. I think a lot of it is for social media. I mean, I don't think a lot of kids right now, I think it's a very finite amount of kids that actually love playing the sport that they play. And the problem is, it's not the kid's fault. It's the adult's fault. It's crazy to me. I'm going to tell you right now, unless your kid is flat out better than everybody on their team, because Richard in the chat goes like, in my T-ball league, they're already talking about getting coaches and going pro. It's great to give a kid an opportunity to dream, but as a parent, you also have to understand the context of like, unless my kid is flat out way better than everybody else and way better than the ages above them, the chances of going pro is just so minimal. Even for some of the best players that are better than everybody else. I mean, it's just a different level. And we think that's going to be the case, and we want it to be the case. And a lot of parents are like, oh, this is great money for the family and everything like that. And then you burn the kid out, and it was supposed to be fun, and then we don't make it fun anymore. It's supposed to be fun. But we've made it such a business, it's not fun anymore. Frank, I've told you a lot of what's going on in high school football. Some on air, some off air. You would have to say that the majority of these problems are coming from the adults that need to be better.
A majority?
Yes, all of.
Yes, all of them are. Like I don't know whether it's adults. It's like, in some of these stories, it's like Varsity Blue.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable how self-absorbed some of these coaches are, at least from what you've told me. It's their dream to win all of these, to win all these accolades and trophies and whatever. And the kids get lost in all this, unfortunately, and it ruins it for them.
It is. I mean, I go to I remember going to travel ball tournaments, and certain teams were just like, their parents were insufferable. I mean, I do games at college right now, and I call college games, and the parents are just like out of line, like in watching their kids play. Here's the thing: if you have made it to the point where you were driving them all over town, you were driving all over Southern California, into Arizona, and to Nevada, and all this stuff, and your kid got the college scholarship, you've made it. Mom and dad, you've made it. You got them to college. You got them to a place that they don't have to pay for. You made sure that they're not starting their life in debt. They're going to get a good education. You've made it. Relax. It's time you've done your job. You've done your job. But I see it in games that we call, like I call as a broadcaster. Some of the parents are just like, just insane. It's crazy. Get your kid to college, great. But we've had a lot of like horror story emails that we've gotten from parents that have college athletes' kids that know. I mean, we got one in the chat right now. As a mom of a D1 football player, the stories I could tell you, I know, I believe it. I've worked in college athletics. I've seen it. I know people that have seen it. I have experienced the whole travel ball situation and club and all that stuff. And there's a lot of ones with good intentions, and there's a lot that are basically taking money. I'm telling you right now, at coaching at the high school level, every sideline right now has about 5, 6 to 7 videographers that strictly film one kid each. And they're doing it for social media. It's not for recruiting. It's for social media. A lot of kids are doing it based on social media. And I don't know at what point did we desensitize these kids of like not having fun, but it's like that all the time. You know, maybe the 12-year-olds aren't at that point yet. And if that's the case, please, parents, let your kids have fun a little bit longer. But it gets to just it's just sad. But we adults have created this. situation, Frank.
Oh, 100%. And it's sad. It really is. I mean, I remember playing Little League as a kid. I was I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I was probably the best defensive catcher in the Little League. And I remember trying out for travel ball, because that was back when you had to actually try out.
That was when there was only like 5 teams. Now everybody's got a travel ball team.
I actually had to try out for travel ball, and everyone, like all the parents from our Little League, called us that night after the teams were announced that I didn't make it. They were like, it's a crime that I didn't make it. It was ridiculous. Same thing with like Little League All-Star teams. Same deal. All the coaches' kids made it. The players that deserved it, not really.
Baseball is a lot of politics because the just the sport in general is kind of like that, because it's a sport of failure and there's slumps and everything like that. There's not a big enough sample size for like tryouts or fall ball or anything like that to really solidify spots, and you can just kind of pick and choose. I mean, it's hard at the youth level for that. I agree with PMAX619 in the chat. Best compliment I've ever received in years of coaching. Coach, my kids love coming to practice. That's the best compliment you can have. It's about development. It's about, teaching the kids the game and play the right way.
Yes. And it's the very rare cases where you have that golden egg athlete, or if you're at one of these bigger schools, you want everyone to have fun. You're supposed to teach not just the game, but you're also supposed to teach life through the game. Like, you make every loss or mistake a learning experience, and you take it outside of the realm of sports as well. And that's one thing I do like about Ted Lasso so much. A show on Apple TV Plus. It's a show about life through soccer. That's what coaching, to me, that's what coaching is. You're supposed to teach about more than just the game, and you're supposed to have fun while doing it.
That's what playing high school football was for me. I mean, you learn so many life lessons playing high school football.
Yes.
And playing with the kids that you grew up with or went to go to school with. And now it's like, it's just such a business, and kids are flipping allegiances every 2 seconds, and we don't like the way that they're not getting the ball at this school, so I'm going to go to that school. I mean, it's just, and then they peter out, and then you're like, what happened? Instead of just like being able to play. So
it's upsetting.
It is upsetting, especially some of the antics behind the scenes. And again, as mentioned before, like Adam Pohl in the chat, he's covered high school sports for a long time. And he says basketball's even. I don't even know anything about the high school basketball world. But I know the football world, we need to be better collectively. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. When we come back, we'll get you updated on a lot of the things that have happened in who's opting in and out of contracts when it comes to free agency. We will also be breaking down what happened in the SDFC game over the weekend as we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. And at the conclusion of next segment, we're going to be giving away tickets to the Aztec game for tomorrow night. Aztecs, Long Beach State basketball. So stay tuned for that as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. 125. At the end of this segment, we are going to give away Aztec basketball tickets. Going to break. They take on Long Beach State tomorrow. They, San Diego State, have a pretty good schedule. Should be a fun time this year for Aztecs basketball. Looking forward to it. We'll talk more about that tomorrow as they will tip off against Long Beach State. Again, at the end of the segment, we will be giving away tickets. I'll have a trivia question for you guys. In the meantime, let's talk about what has happened today. A lot of news, Frank, about opt-outs and other free agents, but as of right now, it seems like only one Padre has decided to not opt out of his deal, at least that we know of, and that's Wandy Peralta. And the other guys that had opportunities to opt out decided to do that. What is our list of free agents now?
Correct. Wandy Peralta has decided to opt in, which more or less was expected. The 8 Padres that are free agents at the moment: Luis Ariz, Dylan Cease, Nestor Cortez, Jose Iglesias, Michael King, who opted out at the earliest possibility, Martin Maldonado, who's expected to retire, Ryan O'Hearn, and as of just about the time this show went on air, Robert Suarez decided to opt out. So Robert Suarez is now officially off the books and is a free agent.
It's not surprising. And none of those were really surprising.
Correct.
The surprising ones actually came from other teams, but maybe not. Were the Mets expecting Edwin Diaz to opt out, or are you surprised?
No, that one stunned me. I was not expecting Edwin Diaz to opt out.
I wasn't expecting that either, especially with the way that he had been pitching and how much money he was getting. It was a surprising opt-out. I'm not surprised about Wandy Peralta opting in.
No.
I don't think he was going to get the money, more than $4 million. But even then, like, as much as people hate Wandy Peralta, statistically his year was not bad. It was about worth $4 million, maybe slightly less than that.
It was a solid year.
It was enough to the point where people and national writers were talking about, like, oh, he could potentially opt out. He's had such a great year. I mean, a lot of teams would probably take Wandy Peralta. I'm not going to lie.
The MLB Players Association on Twitter, it's MLBPA_news, MLBPA Communications. They are posting an updated list, what seems like every single day, of the official free agent list. So it's Suarez, Diaz, Bellinger, Bregman are not on the one that was updated this morning. Michael King is. But I would expect tomorrow you'll get a revised look at who the free agents are coming off of teams this year. We know it was 140 as of this morning. I believe it'll be at least 145 tomorrow, based off of what we've seen. Mitch Garver for the Seattle Mariners, Michael King, and Michael Lorenzen for the Kansas City Royals were all added today.
Here is what Robert Suarez did in his career at the Padres. 200 innings, 2.91 ERA, 26.5 strikeout percentage, 7.6 walk percentage, 77 saves, two-time All-Star, 14 2/3 innings in the playoffs with a 2.45 playoff ERA. They grabbed him from Japan, playing in Japan. He's, as a older relief pitcher, got him to be a closer. Great find by A.J. Preller. And Robert Suarez, thank you for your service. Thanks for the memories. I mean, that's kind of where you're at, right? Like, he did a really good job. And there's a lot of times that you got players that do a really good job for you. That's just, it's time to move on from, based on how much money they're going to get paid. That was like remember Gary Sanchez a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
He had a great year. You picked him up from the Yankees, got DFA'd from the Yankees, and it's like you needed a catcher. He went out there and raked and put up some home run numbers, and you're like, hey, look, this guy's great. We need a catcher. I was sitting there going, no, you don't. Not as much as it's going to cost to bring this guy back. You end up getting, I think, close to $10 million a year. Hasn't been nearly the same player since. Sometimes it's okay to say thanks for the memories, thank you for your service, and move on to the next thing.
He's actually a free agent from Baltimore this offseason. So
yeah, he went to Milwaukee and then he bounced around. I mean,
I think he came to the Padres through Minnesota, I believe.
Yeah, after the Yankees DFA'd him,
Yes.
too. I think he had got DFA'd twice, and then he ended up going to Milwaukee after the fact, and then he ended up in Baltimore, and then you haven't really heard too much about the Sanchino. So that's another one of those guys. There's a handful of those players that are out there that did a really good job for you, but that doesn't mean if they do a really good job, you bring them back if they're aging and they're on the tail end of their career or in the second half. I mean, Robert Suarez is already going to be 35 years old. How much money can you give a 35-year-old closer?
Cubs and Angels have the most free agents at 10. That was until I saw the second page where the Texas Rangers are losing 12 people to free agency. Rangers have lost half of their roster to free agency.
You know what that tells me? They got a lot of money to spend.
Yes, it does.
That's what that tells me. Let's talk briefly, because we're going to talk about San Diego FC when we come back. Let's talk briefly about what the Padres released over the weekend video-wise. Did you get to watch it?
I did get to watch it.
I think they did that on Dia de los Muertos. But they had this Happy Day of the Dead video, right? On November 2nd. That was yesterday. And you see the guy, and he walks up.
Dominic Mysterio.
Is it Mysterio?
Yes. It's Rey Mysterio's son.
Right. So Dominic Mysterio walks up, and he's got blue and orange Nikes on. They look like Dunks. So he's got blue and orange shoes on. Already enticing. Okay. And then he's walking up to the ordeal. And he's got a hat on too. And the hat looks great. It's a cream hat with an orange S and a blue D and a blue bill. More blue and orange stuff. Puts the hat down. You can see the hat perfectly. And again, it's different than the regular SD Padres hat that they used to have, right? Because it was a white S and an orange D. Well, you can't do that on a cream hat. But multiple blue and orange things. And then they zoom in, right? And it's the whole, her face painted like a skeleton and stuff like that for the Day of the Dead stuff. And it goes City Connect 2.0 coming April 2026. That is now the pinned tweet by the Padres.
I would not have guessed it was a City Connect thing until the end, because it looked like
it just looked like a regular.
It looked like
right.
It looked orange and black, is what it looked like. I figured, okay, well, Halloween, that works. And then it goes, and then at the very end, it says the City Connect 2.0. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little bit more interesting now.
It's navy blue. Sure.
It looks black just in the video.
Video, because the video's dark.
Yes.
And plus, navy already looks like it's black anyway. Yes. But it's navy blue. Like, what color were the Giants helmets yesterday? The New York Giants football helmets.
There's like a dark blue.
It's navy blue.
Yeah.
But on the helmet, it looks black. There's a couple times it looks black. I was arguing about the helmet. That looks like a black. It's blue. Same thing here. It's blue. He's wearing blue and orange suits.
Oh, no, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying.
I was arguing with my friend yesterday about the blue helmets for the Giants. No, Woods said he thought it was black, but I think he was doing a play on words with the letter D because it's, phrasing. I look at that and I go, that has to be a 1998 tribute blue and orange City Connect jersey, right? Right?
You'd have to think, yeah.
I can't wait to see those. April. When are you going to start? When are they going to start? Who's going to be the one that tries to start releasing fake images to make it look like, oh, I saw the City Connects?
It hasn't happened already.
I mean, people like to throw out ideas, but that doesn't mean they haven't. By the way, they know what they are. That's probably the hat.
I would imagine. So,
I would guess that that's the hat. Maybe it's not. Maybe they put a different hat in there to throw people off. But remember, with these uniforms, you have to get them advanced through baseball 2 to 3 years in advance. As soon as they made the old City Connect, they had to be working on the new City Connects. I bet you that is the hat. That is the tease that they did. And now you got to wait for the jersey. So my question for you is...
It's not going to be a fun hat to own.
Why not? It's a great hat.
No, I'm not saying the hat looks bad, but that is a hat that is going to get very dirty very quick if you wear it on a continuous basis.
Well, yeah, most white
I
hats
have
are.
a gray hat, and I can't keep that thing clean.
Hey, man, stop being Pigpen and be clean.
Listen, dude, come on.
I don't have problems keeping the white hats clean.
How often do you wear them?
Exactly.
There you go.
Enough to keep them clean.
I wear them. I wore that gray hat almost every single day.
See, that's on you. Can't complain about the filthiness of the hat when you wear it every day.
It's a good hat.
That's the tease of the hat. Do you think the jerseys are cream?
I mean, I would have to think so.
They couldn't be white with the thing. I would imagine they're probably cream.
Yeah.
Do you think they're pinstripe?
I like the
the 98.
I like cream jerseys better than white jerseys.
So do I. The off-white jerseys are
Yes.
nice. Or do you think it's a navy blue jersey?
Why would you have a white hat and a navy blue jersey?
It's the navy blue bill. You can still wear a white hat. It doesn't matter.
No. I would say if
they could have
anything, I would
white
say-
pants. You could do
I would
that.
say the white hat. I would say the white jersey.
Remember, they have to wear it at home.
Yes.
So, but
I
a
would
lot
say
of
white
other
jersey.
a lot of other teams have been doing the different colors at home instead of wearing the white or the cream. Yeah, Juan, skill issue, Frank. You know what? So be it. It looks great though. Navy blue and orange.
No, I know.
Coming the way.
I know.
Buy
McKee.
two. Yeah,
McKee-
Wilbur says buy two.
Yeah, McKee in the chat. I know they have hat cleaners. I have the.
Come on, Frank.
I had the hat rack that went in the washing.
Had that too.
Dishwasher.
I had that too. Johnny thinks it's the colors of the skull at the beginning of the video. He thinks those are the colors of the uniforms.
That's cool.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it's blue and orange. Unless they're trying to fake everybody out.
Well, I think it'll be. I mean, if anything, it'll be like the mid '90s home uniform.
I think so too.
Blue pins with the blue pinstripe, blue Padres across with an orange drop shadow. If anything, that would be my guess.
I can't wait for April. We'll try to keep you updated on anything that we see in terms of the managerial search. That has gone absolutely quiet. Nothing. You hear anything today? See anything today? Any rumors today? Any random articles today?
The only thing we've got from the Major League Baseball front office standpoint is that Gabe Kapler is the general manager for the Marlins. That's it. Interesting,
to say the least. All right. We got to give away Aztec tickets going to break. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. I can have one for you here. Here's what we're going to do. First one to call in and tell me who eliminated the Aztecs from the NCAA tournament last year, you will win today's tickets. Who eliminated San Diego State from last year's NCAA tournament? First one to call in, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. You will win a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's men's basketball game between the Aztecs and Long Beach State at Viejas Arena. We will do that going to break. When we come back, what happened in Portland this weekend between San Diego FC and the Portland Timbers. We'll get the full report on that and get you ready for UCSD basketball tonight as we finish up the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. All guests on 97 to the Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Were you going to say something?
No.
The mic swing usually means you're going to say something on your mind, Frank.
No.
I can't believe how fast this show went.
Tiny head, can't fit too much in it.
Right. Looking at the hat definitely is blue and orange.
Yeah, and like I said,
the D is blue. It's
like
not black. I can't imagine them doing a black and orange uniform for a monarch butterfly. It doesn't make any sense.
And like I said, I thought it was black and orange without the context of knowing that it was a City Connect release. Once it was a City Connect release, yeah, no, black and orange makes no sense.
A City Connect jersey of black, orange, and cream doesn't make what part of San Diego is black, orange, and cream? Are monarch butterflies only like native to San Diego? I mean, I just think it's kind of. It would be more question marks from the Padres again on the deal. Yeah. Plus, if it's orange and black, what are we, the Giants? Right? Wouldn't you be the Giants if that was the case? Why would you make a City Connect the same colors as your rival?
Fun reasons.
That's a great idea. Yeah, exactly. Rod gives San Francisco vibes if it was black. I agree. It's a navy blue and the orange. According to Jeff Sanders in the of the San Diego Union Tribune, he put that the Padres, a Padres spokesperson said it's the only release that you'll see about the City Connects until April, when they announce them in April. Long time to wait, Frank. Let's talk about
what's the first home game?
I don't know. There's a giant SD in front of the schedule,
so it won't be against Detroit. So they won't debut it in the opening weekend. It might be against Colorado, which I think is 2 weekends later.
When's the first game of the season? Oh, in March,
it's
right?
In March. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're definitely not going to do it until at least in April.
Yeah. So it won't be that last game of the series against Detroit, which means your next option would be against the Rockies, which would be the next homestand. That would be the next Friday game.
The debut.
And that's another thing, because a lot of teams do it on Saturday, where their City Connects on Saturday. So do they keep the Friday bit, or do they go to Saturday with it?
I don't know. I kind of like the Friday bit. I like it more than a Saturday afternoon. I think the Friday's cool. City Connect Fridays are fun.
Yeah.
Maybe they do go to Saturdays. Maybe baseball tells them they have to do that. Maybe that's just going to be the day. Saturday's the City Connect day. I just can't imagine them going black and orange. It wouldn't make sense to me.
Mm-mm.
Like, could you imagine? I'm just trying to think of like other rivalries. Like, could you imagine the Mets were just going to be like, oh, we're going to be blue and red for a City Connect?
No, they went with gray and purple, which didn't make much sense until they explained it. Purple's the color for the 7 line, gray for the concrete city.
I think if you have to over-explain your jerseys, it's not a great.
Well, but then again, there's
there's
also a lot of people that like. Would you have put together pink and teal for the Padres?
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. So you do need to explain it a little.
Well, they definitely had to explain that one on the last one they did.
Yeah, and then again, I mean, that's
right.
It always is going to take some explaining, but
let's explain this loss, San Diego FC.
Yeah.
Some people are afraid of that. It's the beginning of the end. This is the San Diego Doomers again, man. The beginning of the end. We're so unlucky. It's going to end miserably for us. What's your biggest takeaway from the loss to Portland over the weekend?
It was uncharacteristic. That's to say the very least. It's not often that you see this team lose games late the way they did. I mean, Gage Guerrera scored 8 minutes into extra time, stoppage time in the second half. I mean, that game was almost over. Amal Pellegrino, talked about him. He has been an unsung hero for this team. Coming over from the San Jose Earthquakes, he has played so well in place of Chucky Lozano. It's been incredible the production that they've got from Amal Pellegrino. And then we did hear that Lozano was going to be on the roster. Didn't know if he was going to start or not. Comes in at the start of the second half, subs in for Corey Baird, playing in the mid-roll, and scores within 6 minutes. So Lozano inserted himself right back into the roster. Fantastic. What ends up being a killer is Pellegrino scores into the 12th minute of added time in the first half. Literally a minute or two later, Anders Dreyer gets a goal called back for offside. And that is a killer, what turns out to be a killer in that match. It could have been 3-2. That last minute goal by Portland wouldn't have mattered. And as I had mentioned after last Monday, there's no extra time. It just goes straight to penalty kicks. No more draws. You're going to find a winner. Dreyer and Lozano score opening goals for San Diego FC. They're up 2-1 as Paredes got his shot saved by CJ Dos Santos, who's hurt right now.
Yeah, I got the update on that.
Omir Fernandez then has his shot saved. Christopher Valde scored the first goal for Portland, scored the opener for the game. He scores, and then Anthony scores for the Portland Timbers. Valakari, Ingvartsen, and Terveskov all miss on their penalties right after Dreyer and Lozano make theirs. So game tie 2-2. Portland wins 3-2 in penalty kicks. They come back for game 3 this weekend. It is going to be on Sunday on Apple TV Plus. They have not yet announced a time.
6 o'clock.
They have. Okay. So 6 o'clock on Sunday.
It'll be on Sunday. Update on San Diego FC goalkeeper CJ Dos Santos. He returned with the team Saturday night and is undergoing additional evaluation this week. He has a fractured cheekbone. They will do further assessment before determining a timeline for his return, according to Darnay Tripp of NBC7. Put that out. So hopefully
timeline for his return. I mean, he could wear a face mask, but
yeah, like the guys in the NBA.
Yeah,
that's immediately what I thought of when I read that.
Right, keepers do have that headgear. Peter Cech was famous for wearing he got one concussion and then he wore headgear the rest of his career.
He should wear a lacrosse helmet or a goalie mask from like hockey. Speaking of hockey, as we're wrapping up, Anaheim Ducks, baby.
How about them Quackers?
How about them Ducks? Ben Afquack has been a very popular Duck, let me tell you. Guy's been banging on the drum. I don't want to work. I just want to bang on these drums all day.
Exactly.
How about the Anaheim? I mean, they are just peppering the net with shots.
7-3-0 now.
Leaders in the Pacific Division.
Look at that, huh?
Tied for first with Vegas and Edmonton, but that's not
something anybody would have thought at the beginning of the year, especially after trading Trevor Zegras away during the offseason.
Oh God, I know. And they're showing highlights on NHL Network and Ricard Raquel, and I was like, I remember when he was a Duck.
Yeah, that was
all
fun.
These great players that were the face of the franchise, but now, Trevor did call Renee. For the biggest fan, stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll have another biggest fan name. We're 1 for 1, baby.
Yes, we are.
1 for 1.
We're
Love
2
it.
for 2 as a station today.
Love it. Gwen and Chris, pressure's on. They're coming up next, leading into Monday Night Football, Cowboys and Cardinals. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. This has been the Braden Surprenant Show. UCSD basketball tips off tonight. We'll talk about USD and San Diego State's games tomorrow, as well as overreactions, everything you need to know in baseball. We got a lot to talk about this week in sports. It's going to be a fun week. Thanks again for joining us on a Monday. We'll talk to you Tuesday.